Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Battleship recap from last night's show. First off, before we say hi to anybody in chat, I want to say thank you to Monty Sheets, Susquehanna Stan, Joy Stewart, Martin from UK, and Fishing Fever. Susquehanna Stan, Susquehanna Stan, Joy Stewart, Martin from UK, and
You got to turn your second device down, please.
I know. I just realized it.
That was me.
Rookie.
Rookie.
I want to say thank you to everybody that gave super chats last night from Monty Sheets, Susquehanna Stan, Joy Stewart, Martin from UK, and Fishing Fever. Thank you for all the super chats, and we will be doing better this coming Saturday night on recognizing these super chats because all these super chats will be split between the channel and the overall winner. And I will be putting the PayPal link in the description for Robin and super chats. So we'll have a way to get the funds. Now, would you like to say hi to everybody, Robin?
I would. First, I'd like to say hi to Fish and Fever. He was in first, he says. Then Mike Stampy, who's usually first. Canadian Fishing Magician, we would like you to come up on panel when we are doing this discussion. Look for the link in your contact from Avid.
I sent him one.
CVA is in the house. Thank you, Steve, for coming in. Hi, Monty. Thank you for the super chat yesterday and welcome into the show today. There's Pontoon Jody. Howdy, Miss Jody, my sister. We'd also like you to come up on panel to discuss some feedback.
Yeah, please do, Jody and CFM. I posted the link in chat for you, so please come up.
CFM
Justin,
Queen Judy.
If you're in here, I already sent you the link in Messenger.
Thank you for participating last night, CFM Queen. It was nice to see you up on the panel fishing, catching all those bullheads. Then we have Bill Meyer. Good evening, and thank you for coming in. JBT is in the house. He was almost the first one out, but CFM was really kind to him.
CFM was on fire.
He was.
Yes,
Jefferson Einstein, thank you for being around the show the whole night last night. Appreciate you being there and here tonight.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Like I said, I was really, ecstatic and excited. I'm still off the buzz of it all, just being a part of it. It was really fun. It was super cool.
Hey,
there's Judy there.
And that was your first tournament too.
First online tournament, yeah, fishing tournament.
You guys did awesome.
Yes, you did.
And for the first night, you guys finished second. That is good.
Yeah. That was pretty wild. I think I'm hearing it. Is it me?
It was so close at the end last night.
Can you turn your mic up a little bit, CFM?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just going to turn my reverb. I was playing music on another friend's panel, so I'm just going to turn this reverb down so I don't sound like I'm out in space. There we
I know
go.
a few channels that do that.
Yeah.
Jody gave some TMI on the show. She said she's done for the night. She took off her
She took off
her lingerie.
Took off support.
I don't know what's worse, lingerie or bra.
That's why. That's why I just said support.
Jody.
Hey,
I
Jody.
don't know about you guys. I'll tell you this. Rhonda kept the chat going, kept everybody updated. She had us on target. There was a little mix-up with me, and I will admit, my fault. I screwed it up. I put one mark that a team called for Avid on mine, but that's okay because it was corrected along the way. It didn't matter. Didn't affect the boats as far as sunk or not. It affected me finding where CFM's boat was. That's the issue.
Hold on. I want to wish someone in chat a happy birthday, Mike Irvin. Happy
My
birthday, Mike
birthday.
Urban.
Birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Happy
to
birthday, Mike.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
And many more.
No.
And I don't usually sing, and you know why now. I'll keep my day job.
Hey, you do better singing than me.
She's cuter than you, too.
He's what?
She's cuter than you are, too.
You know, I'm glad this is a I'm glad this is a PG channel because I'd have said something to that remark.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hi.
Dustin is in the house.
What's
Thank
going
you
on?
so much
My
for last
savior.
night, Dustin. You were awesome.
First and foremost, I want to thank Dustin and Robin for all their help last night.
Rhonda?
Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Oh, I'm used to
Hey,
being
I still
Robin
didn't get much sleep, okay? So
I'm
give me a
used,
break.
I'm used to being Robin Rhonda.
Me
But
too.
you guys,
Me
hey,
too,
without
Rhonda.
your guys' help, I don't think we could have done what we did last night.
I want to thank Dustin personally because he bailed me out at the end there when I started getting frazzled with the rapid fire. So, Dustin, I even asked Stan to make sure to say thank you today for that.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
and
welcome.
I'm glad he was able to come up on panel with us and help us with the rapid fire.
Absolutely. It took
Good.
all of us to get it going.
Took us all to get it going, but he helped me get panel focused on what needed to be done.
Absolutely.
And we need to focus on that for all these future tournaments, like the Battleship this weekend,
Yep.
to keep the side chats down.
Yeah,
'Cause-
because Dustin will
when-
be fishing this week, so he can't be my savior to bail me out.
Because when me and Robin are trying to say something or make an announcement on this Battleship, it's hard to when we're getting stepped on.
To that point, in the future, if you're going to make an announcement or say something that everybody needs to know, go ahead and mute everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was
I agree.
thinking too.
And anglers, if you're participating, don't get upset because we mute you. It is only so that everybody hears what is being said. That's when it's important.
And
We want
can,
you to enjoy your fishing, but we want to keep the show going, keep it flowing, and keep the information out there. So just keep that in mind when we do that. It's not because you're making too much noise or we don't want to hear you or any of that. It's we want to make this show the best it can be.
and
I
just to
wanna
make
say
sure
hello.
everybody understands that at the beginning of the show when you're doing the rules, just go ahead and let everybody know that if you need to say something, you're going to mute them. They can still unmute themselves when you mute them. So,
I want to say hello to Butterflies and Sunshine who came in. Hi and Muddy.
Butterflies.
Carolina Rural Screamers, Rebecca and Jamie, Jefferson Einstein, Jeremy's Tournament Cats, welcome in.
What's
We
up, JTT?
appreciate you all being here because your feedback in the chat is also going to be as important as the feedback from the panel tonight.
Right.
Well,
But I want to say congratulations to Don R.
Yay.
He won the tournament. He
By
was
the
the
skin of his
last vote
teeth.
in,
that is.
Luck at us all.
but it was the luck of the draw exactly because it was between CFM and Don R. I almost called you DNR. And it was amazing. It was, I don't know, it was the best tournament I have helped host or talked in that I have had the privilege of being in. And thank you, Avid, for including me in this.
You're welcome. JBT says, tell CFM and Judy, I said they did an awesome job last night. They had my adrenaline rush. It was fun, but I had a great time.
I will say this, and I'll bring the cat out of the bag here, and I say the cat, and no pun intended. But I was very happy to be a part of it. I said it to Judy before we even were apart. With the way the rules worked out, I said, look, like we're going at this to have fun. We're able to be on a panel. We can, somebody else is gonna host it for us and stuff, so we don't have to worry about anything. We can just have fun and we can get to know some people. And so that was our attitude going into it. When circumstances were adjusted due to the beginning and the time lapse of how we were, because within the first hour, it was pretty slow. I think the first hour or two, we were pretty slow for everyone, right?
Mhm.
But I will say this, hats off to JBT, because had I not knocked him out, I think he had claimed in the basement that he'd caught 2 more while he was waiting to come back up. So, he was on fire. He was, for as far as catfish being caught, he'd caught a few blues. They were all over a pound. He was on fire, and so that's been my strategic move since playing this Battlefield game since I was a kid. I told Judy, if you know the end mark, leave it there, because if they start hitting you hard, you can start changing the table. You can tilt the table, and so I felt that was probably the strategic move that changed the pace of the tournament. Was when I finally had to put the nail in the coffin and send him on his way.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
But
Okay, the only thing is,
hats off to him.
The only thing is, when he started hitting that second ship, and you caught that next fish, and you let him go, I would have sunk him right there.
Oh yeah, well,
As soon as he hit that second ship with that first hit, I said, "You're done. You're gone. Bye."
You can imagine how it feels if you got another ship that you're working on, and you already know one's on the brinks of being sunk. It's on its last vessel, right? So that's kind of where I was searching for, and then I landed on a C6 or something like that. I did find a boat, but I didn't find it after that, so I was forced to.
Oh, you found Thomas real quick.
Yeah, Thomas.
Poor Thomas.
He was fun,
He got
man.
hammered hard.
He is a great sport for not getting a hit all night. He was a really good sport, and he added great he was good contribution to the panel. He had me busting up laughing, especially through times where I didn't have a bite. I was just busting up when he'd say something that was funny, just about every time. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I'd like to read a
Butterflies
couple
and Sunshine.
comments. Monty Sheet sets this awesome show last night. Butterflies and Sunshine said, I have to say, it was tons of fun, a great game. And then JBT said, yeah, that was fun. I appreciate everyone. It was a blast. And Butterflies and Sunshine, this is absolutely the 100% truth that I agree with you. Dustin and Rhonda are absolutely amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
There
Well
is
said.
one rule I'm going to put in all tournaments for boat anglers. It's non-negotiable that you have to have your PDF on you when the boat's moving.
Avid, you're asleep again. It's PFD, honey.
What?
I was trying to. I was going. I'm trying to work out the acronyms, and I'm like, "Hey, what does this mean? What is it?"
Looking at it,
I know what I was thinking, but what I was saying didn't come out. So
yeah.
your PFDs are a must when the boat are moving.
And I'd like to point something out. Jody said earlier, too, when you were talking about noise and whatnot, she advised the anglers to buy a pack of hair curlers to block the wind. They only cost $1.25 at the Dollar Tree.
Absolutely.
Yep, exactly.
And you
No.
can't find them at the Dollar Tree?
This is a great tip. So hair curlers for a wind blocker.
The old-fashioned pink hair curlers, the foam, if you cut them in half, they open up and you can fit them over your microphone, and it works like a microphone sock, basically.
Yeah, they have.
Yes, okay.
And you cut a hole in so you can still plug in the battery.
Right,
Yeah.
you can still plug your charger in for your battery.
Wow.
The person that has that
Good
on their channel that showed that, Jody, who was that? Was it Jerry Parker?
Yeah, I
That
think it was Parker
has a
Pursuit.
video out on it?
Yeah, I think it was Parker Pursuit. She stole
Yeah, I
it.
think it was Parker. I'm making a list of.
Hey,
I'm
Sam,
taking notes while I'm doing this tonight.
Bugman.
So, for
JBT has one more comment here. Appreciate Avid and Robin for hosting. It was great being on Robin's team and had an awesome teammates. We did, you know what? I wasn't upset about anyone being on either team. I thought there were great anglers on both. I was excited to see who could produce, because you could be the best fisherman in the world and you can skunk. Ask any of them.
I like the teams that we had because it's even playing field. But I didn't think CFM was going to pull out as many fish as he did and rock your
Yeah.
team.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm not joking. You'll see through some of the, and I'm not promoting by any means. That's the last thing I'll do. But during lives, those bullheads are so populated in that pond. It's not uncommon to catch 30, 40 of them in a night. The challenge was, up until the circumstances, was to get one over a pound. And when I pulled one over the bridge, I was like, "Oh man, that's got to be a pound." I looked at my scale and I'm like 0.7 ounces. I'm, oh man, this is going to be a tough night. But most times, I'll be honest, you don't really have a dead time there. It's just if for those bullheads, you worms on the bottom and that's it. You could catch them through the day, through the night, doesn't matter. They'll just keep going and going. There was some times through the night where I got worried. We were first 2 hours, we didn't get nothing. And I'm going, okay, so we switched it up a few times and went on to the bottom, came up, brought it up. We found the distance where they were, and yeah, we ended up getting on them. But yeah, it's not uncommon to catch. I'm sure some anglers will say those bullheads. I'm sure anyone knows you could get 100 of them in a night. But again, the objective was to do that. That was my plan. I was like, okay, if I pull out 30 of them, at least 10 or 50 of them, 15 of them are count, and that's a pretty good, pretty good random or pretty good numbers for this game. And so, but again, I appreciate that everyone was acceptable in that situation. I know it's tough. Had it been any differently, we would have just been there fishing for the fun of it, and which we were. But the competitive part of it, the fun, that kind of, it was really good. The jabs back and forth, it was fun. It was kept fishing. It kept clean. It really, really, honestly, I'm gonna say, like, the whole concept of this tournament, I think I seen the comment in there as well, Avid. Don't be surprised if you find other people end up catching wind of this and doing it themselves, or remodeling it, because it is definitely fun. It's super, super fun.
Yeah,
And,
but
I'm so glad
I
was a
will
part of
say
it.
this tournament takes a lot of technical background work before you can even get it on to YouTube.
Yeah, I started thinking about it. I rewatched the stream a little bit last night coming home, and I'm thinking, okay, you gotta have all this paperwork down from A to 1. Both people have to figure out where their boats are. Now who's
Yep.
gonna deal with the numbers, and who
Yeah, who's
deals
going to
with
deal with the numbers?
holy? I'm just
Exactly.
like, man, that's a
Numbers
teamwork,
was
man. That
confusing,
takes, yeah, that's pretty crazy. So
There's a lot of work
Big
put
ups,
into this
man.
Want to
tournament.
keep
big ups
the
for the
chat
hard work
going.
that the staff did. Like, really did. And
You want to keep the chat going.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yep.
When you have that, so even besides the anglers and keeping them going and getting them at center stage when they have fish
Yeah.
and everything else, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it was fun work because we did have a good team. We had Dustin, we had Rhonda, we had Avid, we had myself. We had you anglers that were willing to, adapt to new rules because the fish weren't being caught.
Oh, yeah.
That would make numbers be called to make this game go. So it's adapting to whatever situation we happen to be in.
And that's fishing right there in a nutshell.
Yeah, but
You can
I-
plan your whole outing, but go to the spot you're at, and all of a sudden there's 30K winds, or there's a current, there's a bunch of debris in the water. You know what I mean? You got to adjust to get to the fish. So
I was saying to Rich last night, I said, figures, because usually I don't want to catch these mudpo, right? Because anybody that knows me knows they're not my favorite, because they will nip on you and they will sting you, right? And I says, yeah, figures, when you're not looking for them, they're all over your hook. But the minute that you're trying to get them, it's like they're sleeping somewhere a little bit, right? I was like, figures.
I want to bring Dustin and Rhonda in on this for a minute because I want to
Can
get their viewpoints from chat side.
Can I have a real quick minute to welcome the new people in?
Sure.
for sure.
I'd like to say hello to Kelly from the Bullock Experience. Thank you for coming in. Anthony's here. He did ask who won. Donar is the champion, but CFM came a close second. And Butterflies and Sunshine, such a nice comment about Abbott and I. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You guys in the chat are so supportive And that matters so much. So you guys also made the show last night because we had you participate, and that was good. And that was the fun part of it too. Now to Rhonda and Dustin. What do you have on them, Avid? What do you want to ask them?
I was going to ask them what were their thoughts of the aspects of the show last night.
Ladies first, Rhonda. You know me.
Oh, gee, thanks. Oh, gee,
Always
thanks.
the gentleman.
I mean, I had a blast. I held it together, I think, up until towards the end there where we started rapid fire real quick. And then between side conversations and trying to get, everybody, it just got a little overwhelming there. And that's why I'm like, thank you, Dustin. You're being a savior for jumping in there. So I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. I think it was a little stressful there. As we worked our way through the process, not knowing exactly how everything was going to run, which is par for the course when you're doing a brand new tournament like this. But I think everybody, hosting and helping out did a fantastic job of staying calm and working through the problems.
Absolutely.
I mean, the one thing that I say, just because you don't know what the fishing's going to be like, I don't know if we're looking for comments now or not, but I think if we start the rapid fire from the beginning, like every 10 minutes, to keep the chat going, keep the chat involved. I mean, if you do that, that's 36 shots on the board in the 6-hour span outside of the fishing. And I don't think you'll come down to what we came down to last night, possibly.
We were talking about that last night, getting chat involved in it more earlier in the live. But if the fish is biting, hold off until they start dying down and bring in chat about once every half hour or every hour to get them involved with doing a wheel with numbers on it instead of having them guess it, and getting them involved that way. Because a wheel of
This
numbers
week's
is
going
one
to be
to
more of a challenge because if we're doing the guessing of numbers, and I'm trying to keep track of coordinates in each team, I'm not going to be able to help with chat and do numbers and keep coordinates, and it's just going to get to be too much if that happens.
Yeah, that's too much for one person to keep track of.
Yeah, but Don Hart said that he would be able to help next Saturday if needed.
I was going to suggest this in case, because I don't think it would be that hard unless the fishing's really crazy. But in the future, you could. I know I would do it if I was involved with it again. For my own strategic plan, I would bring a pen and a piece of paper, and I would already have it labeled out, with a picture grid from A to 1, A to 10. And I would have it there ready to mark off as I make my callings. And so if the anglers have this in the back of their pocket with a little pen in their ear, it's nothing, no hassle. It would probably save a lot of effort and work for everyone. Because I don't know how many times I must have asked or other people asked on a panel, okay, what numbers were called? What was, you know what I'm saying? So the board's in front of you, the game concept is that the board is in front of you. You see the hits that you've received, or the hits that you're sending, one or the other. You see what I'm saying?
Well, here's another thing.
It could be a possibility, if you have 7 anglers, one of the requirements is and you could just send them an email with a picture of if they want to print it out, but it's just this little grid thing. This is what, and then,
Rich, what do you think about this? You know how I let my team decide where they wanted to call if they chose to?
Yeah.
What if the captains just called the numbers, unless there was where we had just sunk a boat and we're looking for a boat and it could be random?
Yeah, I think that would be with the captains doing it, that your teammate catches a fish And then your captain deals with the managing of the situation. It'd probably bring a lot of more like stress off the fishermen, so to speak. But I do with the idea that TSW, I think it was Dustin that said it, with the, let's say every half an hour or something, the chat engagement. Now, the reason why I think that might be effective with the chat engagement is because overall we're all fishing live. And the objective is to join the chat with the fishermen. So if they get a chance to be engaged and like start taking pegs at people, like which team are you going to choose, and they get a chance at this kind of situation, it creates a conversation that doesn't end until the live's done.
Right.
People won't leave. They're just like, oh, I want another crack at this. Like, screw you, Thomas, or I'm getting CFM. What's Canada doing here? These bullheads, whatever. You know what I mean? They'll just, and they get to be involved. So it could create, as far as the objective of what a live is about, I think having the chat engagement is definitely something to look at. But again, like you said, if you have all these objectives going off at once for somebody who's trying to manage that, it could become very overbearing when there's, oh, okay, we got a timer going off for every half an hour. Oh, we got 4 fish in the line right now. Jake got one, Rich got one, Judy got one. Okay, now we got to do the raffle it could be, that's completely understandable that the management would be stressful on one person. So.
Now,
But-
Jody
Yeah, but
says,
guys-
can we show an Excel sheet on screen?
I got one. I'm
What?
fixing to share one.
Okay. Is this one that we could fill in as
Yeah,
we
that's a
go?
great
This is
idea.
the one that Rhonda
See,
is
now we're
using.
thinking.
That I'm
No,
gonna be
I'm
sharing.
talking about the Excel sheet there where you plug in what was called, and we can mark them with colors, and then we can flash it on screen so that
Oh.
everybody in the chat can see it, and the anglers, and that
That's
would help
smart.
them
I
make
don't-
the choice.
That's smart. You could even have just one screen with it
Yeah,
up.
we'd
You
have
see
to
how
come
we
up with
have
one for
6
that one.
screens? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's because
Yeah, I had
StreamYard
said
allows
something
you.
to Avid last night.
That's a great idea, Jody. That
I
would,
had-
That is, I'll get with Chad because I think he made up the ones for the river tournaments.
Yep.
So the river battles. So I'll see if he can make one up of Battleship that we could use.
That's right.
The only problem with that, and
We
this
got
is
the
what
grid pen
I said
that,
with
Robin sent
Avid
me last
last
night.
night. Well,
What's
I had
that?
said to Avid last night.
Go ahead, Rhonda. You had said to Avid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had talked to Avid after the show last night, and I had said to him, I wish there was another window because you're using all 10 windows. If we had the 11th window, I could put the screen up with just the scoreboard and color the blocks in as we go live, and that way everybody can participate and
See,
see it as
but
it
this-
happens.
We'll talk about it behind the scenes, Rhonda, as far as being able to fill it in. If you had it, I don't know if you can do dual windows on your screen to where that your camera would show the Excel sheet, and we put you full screen as you fill it in from when the member called.
Gotcha. It's just having the extra screen to do that. Because
But
you've got,
I mean, I could drop down as that, as that happens.
I mean,
and
I
as soon
can
as you
run-
drop, I can come back in.
yeah, no, I can run Windows and do it. That's not a problem. I can work the spreadsheet.
Okay. So if I get help from Chad, or he tells me, what's the good approach to do this, and
Yeah.
then we can fill it in with red and black, red being the hits, black being the misses. And the misses, instead of being a square, we could make it a black circle so you could still see the outline of the square to
Right.
show that number has been called, or a smaller circle in to where that one's been called and it's a miss. The red ones are the hits.
Right.
And that's explained at the beginning of the show. That will also make it less tedious on you. And we would also have access to that where I would put it on my phone where I could pull it up so I could have an updated version as we go along.
Yeah, I even said to Avid that I think next Saturday too, I want my StreamYard, I want to go ahead and sit in the basement because private chat, I can be putting the hits and misses that the fishermen can be looking at, or the fishers, anglers, can be looking in private chat and see, oh, A6 was called and that was a hit. And maybe that can help them as well.
Yeah. And putting an A for Avid and R for Robin. So that.
Yeah. I mean, well, in private chat, it's not a big deal because I could just list Avid's hits in one sentence and then Robin's hits and just update it.
Well, see, and my thing is that I type with like Woody Woodpecker, pack. You know?
So
That's my typing.
yeah, I do one finger. Yeah.
I'm not fast like I used to be when I was younger. No way, not anymore. It's hard for me to remember the alphabet, let alone anything else. Lance McCouguy's in the house. Florida Flash and Dink Over Stink. Welcome in, everyone.
Tim Molina.
Tim is in the house.
I see Tim Molina. Thank you.
Hello, Florida Flash. I haven't been able to call you. I've been busy with tournaments and getting stuff done, but I will get a call out to you soon. So, what could we do to make this better for next Saturday?
I like the Excel spreadsheet. Wow. Idea. I think having the chat know what is expected out of them after they pick a number, if we're going to do it that way, have them a coordinate already in and which team they're going to do. So once they know, because they know if their numbers is the closest, they're watching. And they can have it already put in to where it doesn't hold up for 4 or 5 minutes to get that comment in. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think at the beginning, and I think throughout the show, that should be like right before we do a chat session where they get the pick. I think we should do like a little recap. When you put your number in, expect yourself to be the winner and know which coordinate and whose team you want to hit and have it ready. So then they're not like, oh. But I don't know if that'll deter the participation in the chat.
I think it's a good idea, but the problem is you're going to have people come in 3 hours into the tournament, and they're not going to hear you say that.
Right.
Well, that's why I say right before we do it is we give a small recap. Don't forget to have your coordinates and your team ready.
We can make a banner for that.
Oh, yeah. Have it running across the bottom of the screen.
But that wouldn't be hard to set up doing a banner.
You're right.
Because we do have banners and stuff that we can set up for StreamYards and everything else that we can do. Because we can have a couple, 2 or 3 banners rolling across the stream at one time.
Shoot, I don't know how difficult it would be. Well, I don't know. I was just thinking, it popped in my head if we had a running banner of Avid's hits and Robin's hits scrolling across the bottom of the screen for everybody to constantly see. I don't know.
That would be a little bit difficult.
That'd be hard to keep up, I think.
Yeah, that'd be hard to keep up on.
Yeah, you'd have to you'd have to go to the banner and keep updating it.
Right.
As soon as somebody calls, you go to the banner, edit it, put the new number in, press S, and then it would scroll across the bottom.
Robin or Rhonda would do an upgrade in chat, it would be easier to do it that way. Because all you'd have to do is copy and paste it into the banner.
Yeah, it's a brainstorming session, so I see if I'd throw it and see if it would stick.
But like the updates when people are coming in, have them go across the banners, like have your grids and coordinates and the teams that you want to hit ready. So when we do,
Cindy,
the numbers are pick someone in chat randomly to call the team out and the grid and coordinate. They would already know who they want to hit and the letter and number they want to call on.
I'd like to say hi to Tim Molina, who just came in, and Cindy. Tim Molina made a joke in chat. I have to share it. Jody, we are having a potluck on Friday. I picked you to bring the paper plates. Now,
Smart.
anybody in the catfish community knows Jody doesn't cook. She doesn't even do Jello.
No,
Cindy,
she does do Jello, it's just not edible.
Well,
Cindy, please be safe. You and
Yes.
OBS. They have tornado warnings in their area.
Oh goodness.
So get under cover
Ow.
and be safe, my friends.
You see what Fishing Fever said?
What's
Well,
fishing
dang,
fever?
Cindy, get under Travis. That was kind of TMI, but it's kind of funny. So, as far as getting, would you rather see numbers done, or would you rather see us just randomly pick someone out of chat to do a grid coordinate?
Numbers.
Or maybe we could have him do the best dad joke.
So, well, that's too subjective.
No, I don't want to abuse people on the panel with the bad dad jokes.
So
Oh,
when
but-
you talk about the number wheel, what are you talking about? How are you picturing that working?
There's a number generator that you can
Right.
use that picks
I
the
can either
number.
get a number generator, or I can use the wheel that I have and put 1 to 200 on it.
Okay. So that'll pick the number then.
Right, that'll pick the number.
Got it.
Yep,
Or we
way
can,
we don't have
or
to
I
go
can
back
get
to
the
chat
number
and see
generator
who's
too.
closest without going over.
The only
Yeah.
problem I see with that, it's a good idea. The only problem I see with that, with the panel being full, somebody's gonna either have to constantly pop out.
Yeah, that's the only bad part
Yeah,
about
but he
that
could
one.
have it on a
Yeah.
phone. He could
Yeah, I
have
can do
the
it on- I can do
generator
it on
on
my
the
phone or
phone
my
and then
laptop.
show
There you go.
where he's doing it and then show what the number is. And then,
Does
we can go back and look to see who it is. We don't have to have another panel for that.
True.
Because I got my tablet, I got my Android, and I have my laptop here at the same time.
Oh, Gene Tillman says, why can't you use the giveaway tool to pick a name?
Without
Gene,
that-
because then we'd have to put everybody in chat on that wheel, and that would
Yeah.
have to be, you'd have to keep updating it each
Oh,
time.
unless they're talking about, yeah, see, and even if it
No,
was just a
like if
fisherman,
you do a hashtag and just
that would only see.
put a name in it, like you would do a drawing.
Oh, like
Hashtag
hashtag.
name.
Again, it goes back to having enough windows.
Right.
Right. But I
Where
could
the
probably
number
do it on
generator
my
is on the
tablet or on
side,
my
and-
phone.
And any of the mods in the group can help me in chat verify who was the closest to the number. And that way Rhonda doesn't have to be looking at that. She can keep tabs on just the coordinates.
Yeah, I think to make it easier,
I
if you're
wish
gonna
I
do a
could
number
tell
generator.
you.
I'm sorry, Rhonda.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if you're gonna do a number generator, I think the easiest thing would be put it on Avid's phone and then just show the camera with what the
Mhm.
number was.
Yeah.
And then that'll probably be easiest.
Yeah, I like that better.
I
than,
just wished I could tell you guys without any fear that I'll handle it, but my fear is that I'm going to miss something and it's going to be something that's important to the game and it's going to mess something up. So that's why I
Yeah.
don't want to say I'll be responsible for everything. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
No,
Right.
no, I
Right.
don't want you to be responsible for everything. I'm trying to take the load off of you where we have
Yeah,
that
we're trying
Excel
to keep the load off
spreadsheet
you.
That's
Well,
less
this
writing
is
for
I'm
you.
I'm asking a question here. Can you? So if you have 9 people on the panel, you can't. Can you still? I don't do a lot of open panels and stuff on my, and I do a lot of fishing and whatever. But 9 people on a panel, so you can't share a screen.
10.
If you have 10
10.
people on
10
the panel,
total.
You can't share the screen. Like you can't share anything through StreamYard at that point when you have that
yeah,
many
because
people.
it becomes another window. It becomes another person on screen.
Right. In order to
Okay.
do that, I'd have to go through StreamYard and get the business plan for this kind of tournament.
Yeah, it's funny. I have
And
that. I have
that
the business plan. I
plan-
just don't use the features.
No, I'm
I
saying
do. I do use them, but not for
more
that.
windows.
Yeah.
I'm saying the business plan give me more windows and give me a green room back there in the backstage,
Yeah.
but it's way too costly.
It is, yeah. Things
like
need
a-
to be self-sufficient in a sense. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's smart. That's very smart. I will be honest. I went the other way around, and at times it can be very tight to even try and figure out how you're going to pay for all these little things, these little tiny things that you thought, you know what I mean? And only later on in my YouTube journey did I realize, you didn't need any of that stuff.
I use what I use on
So,
YouTube and StreamYard, and I love it.
Yeah. Yep. Keep it basic.
I just
keep
wish
it
they'd
simple,
add
keep
a
it
couple
fun.
more. I wish they'd add a couple more windows.
Well, have you? I'm now. Of course, let's stay in the tournament talk and everything like that. But have you ever looked at or experienced with OBS?
I don't even know what OBS is.
It's an online. It's kind of like a StreamYard. It's kind of like StreamYard where you can manipulate the windows and everything like this. It's just a larger platform, like a larger engine base, so to speak. It's totally free. I'm not selling it or anything like that. But if OBS was in this factor, you could have 10 people up on your panel as much as you want, and you can switch screens, switch scenes. I can have a time card on the top. I can have a
That's
time
not something I can learn right away. I'm not.
No.
computer
I
smart,
think
so
just
that
having
wouldn't be for this
somebody
tournament.
on board that would, and
OBS
again,
is similar to StreamYard, but it just has more windows and more buttons.
yeah. Well, again, is this an annual tournament, or are you gonna? Are you
It's
gonna
gonna
do
be
it again?
it's gonna be an annual tournament.
Of course, yeah. So I mean, I just putting feelers out there to find people. I might even be interested myself, and depending on how it all folds out, but. But somebody who can engineer OBS with the StreamYard platform and take the load with you, kind of thing, could be something in a factor. But again, OBS is not something I'm trying to sell people on. But anyways, moving forward,
No.
it takes some time. It takes some learning, and
Yeah.
it's a gateway of things. It's very frustrating at times. And it's a finicky program, so it's not for everybody, and I
And it's
agree
going to
with
be
that.
on my channel this weekend, and I don't need.
No,
that.
I wouldn't say do any of
No,
anything.
no.
If I was
think
to be
the
honest
Windows
with you,
is gonna be my thing this week.
I think you guys did a phenomenal job. I think, for me, I looked at the chat and I kept looking at the numbers throughout the evening. It didn't drop very much. It stayed steady. Everybody who was there stayed and engaged. It was 40-something, 50-something people throughout it, and everybody, really the numbers is what's going to tell you. If you got really good watch hours out of it, there's some half-decent views behind it, the likes, and everybody enjoyed themselves. That's a mission well done. I think you guys did really well, given the circumstances. And I, as far as tweaking it in a short times of notice, it could be, like, I agree with you. It could be a little bit bearing if things get too crazy, because there was a few times I could see, even I was lost in the communication at a moment. I was like, I don't know which boats I'm going for here, like, because it took me a second to understand that. Okay, Avid's numbers and her numbers. So that's her numbers. That's her boat. We're going for that boat, not Avid's boats.
Right.
Right? So, that little bit right there, if everybody can understand, if you guys can, I shouldn't say but if you guys can find a way to hone in on that being clear for not only people in the chat, but people on the panel that are, running the little gadgets behind and trying to get everything going, that's about all that needs tweaking. Everything else was amazing, it really was.
Aircraft carriers so that everybody had the same amount of number.
Yeah, which
and
was
it was
5,
easier
right?
to find the boat. Yes.
5 hits. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, yeah.
Now the key thing is we didn't realize this until at the end when Rhonda showed both Avid and I our sheets,
Visual
how
aid, yeah,
close our boats
that's right.
were in the same location.
Actually, if Avid wouldn't mind sharing the screen, I sent him the ending results so that everybody can see where your team was placed, where Avid's team was placed, who hit,
Oh, that'd
who
be
missed.
cool.
And so if he could share the screen when he gets a chance,
Yeah,
he's got
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm pulling it up.
That was
and that
amazing.
way
And I think,
even Chad can get an idea of what we're talking about.
right.
FSD.
While you're doing that, Avid, I'm going to say hi to Catfish Dog. Lloydie's came in. He said if the link regularly posted on your chat, people can join the chat when fish on via StreamYard link posted.
What?
Well, we don't
Yeah,
want people to come up on panel, Lloydie.
No.
Yeah, I think
We
he was
want-
saying that the anglers would be doing that, but I think you want them on panel all the time.
Yeah, I want the
Yeah.
anglers
Yeah.
because
We
it's
would want
fun
the anglers
watching
on panel.
them fish. This is about the anglers with the game incorporated with angling, not the game with fishermen added.
One
Yeah,
thing,
everything-
one thing I'd say that I seen in another tournament, and I can't remember where exactly, but I remember that unless there was seven, I think 7 or 8 fishermen at the time, but unless they caught a fish, all the fishermen's mics were muted, like unless you were talked to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it made it more smoother for the host and the co-host and the people involved in the background to communicate with people directly. Because when a fish came on, the mic would come on. You go, oh, fish on! That's all you would hear. But there is many times where I said fish on, and I didn't want to like scream it. You know, I'm like right in a public residential kind of area, but I was like, I did say it. And if it had been any decent sized catfish, you guys would have been able to see the fight. But I'm reeling in like a 9-ounce bullhead, so it's like it's flying across the top of the water, man. I'm not waiting. You know,
no.
so it might be
it's-
something you could consider in the future because there's a few times that I can talk like crazy. So
Yeah, that's a
moving
great
forward.
idea. That there's 2 schools of thought on that, and it all depends on who's hosting. But some people like the open mic because they like the trash talk back and forth.
Yeah.
The kind of the
Mhm.
communication between the anglers. But if anybody's ever watched a tournament that Palmetto Cats puts on, he does that very thing, and he tells everybody straight from the beginning, I'm going to mute you. If you have a fish on, you wave in the camera, I will unmute you.
That's
when
where
you're
I seen
done,
it.
I
That's
will
right,
mute you
yeah.
again.
That's right. That's where I seen it.
Right.
The waving thing. Yeah, you got to wave in
Because
front.
that's what we're going to start doing from now on. We're going to be muting people after we do the introductions and go through and individually talk with them. We will mute them on our end, and if they have a fish, they can just wave at us and we'll bring them up on full screen.
Yeah. You could.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. After an hour or something, you could be like, "Hey, we're gonna let the fishermen talk for 20 minutes," and you just let them have at it for 20 minutes, and we'll go back to focus point. You might be able to put that in or something somewhere for the trash talking.
Yeah,
Because I will say it was fun, man. JB, he took it good. Thomas, he gave it to me good. Like, we had some good bantering back and forth. And when the bite was a little dull, man, the chuckles really helped make the movement go forward. You know what I mean? So it could be cool after the first hour. You'd be like the fisherman's blast off or something. You guys got 20 minutes to say what you want to say and move on.
But
let them
here's
fly.
that panel that Robin was
That
talking.
was fun. There
Can you make
go.
that a little bit bigger, Avid?
That is full screen.
Can you zoom in on it though?
I'm going to try see if I can.
If you're using a laptop, try like the finger.
No, I'm on
pad.
desktop. It won't let me zoom in. Whoop.
Not even
Nope.
on the bottom?
Nope.
Where you
Don't
can
give
make
me a
the
zoom
page
in.
bigger?
That's the way it was sent to me. It won't let me
I
make
kind
it
of see
larger.
it. I can kind of see it though. Like I can see the colors and everything.
But
That's neat.
the green ones, the top ones are Robin's. The green ones are
Yeah,
the hits.
Robin's grid's up top and Avid's grid was on the bottom. Each one of their boats had a different color. Each had
Yeah.
5 hits. Then when Avid's team would call a number out, I'd go to Robin's grid and color that in green if it was a miss or hit it with an X if it was a hit. And then did the same for Avid down below, and Robin's color was purple for her misses.
Yeah, but CFM, if you look at your boat
Yeah, which color is
So a
that?
lot
I'm
of
trying to see.
calls
Is it the
that-
blue?
Yeah.
CFM was blue bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
You look at the hits that were surrounding your boat. They missed you by that much.
I'm honestly surprised, and I'll say it's funny because if you look, you'll see A. You know, most commonly people don't think that they would choose that. I thought for sure you tucked me away at the bottom somewhere on A. I was like, man, like, you know, because everybody they'll pass A. They'll go, okay, A, B, C, D, you know, they'll C, D, E, G, F, okay, J, K, or, you know, A would be like the last thing. But no, you had me up over there. See, you had me fooled. Because last night I'm like, I think I know where he's got me. Right down at the bottom on A. Right tucked in the corner there.
No, I had you hidden pretty good.
Yeah, that's a center
But
field right on the
everybody
bottom row.
was circling your boat with hits, and I'm like, they
I
haven't
want to
found
make a
him?
comment on this.
Huh?
Look at how much more my team is colored in than yours.
Yeah.
So we were being targeted, yet we won.
That's true.
Just saying. Just saying.
So,
Hey, you're getting hit.
hey, to
Say what?
Stan's point, Stan and I talked about this the other night when we were out fishing. You know, one of the things that the anglers need to be made aware of and constantly reminded, if you get a fish on, you need to say fish on and who you are, because it's hard for the person or the people hosting the tournament to try to say, who was it? Who was that? Who was that? Who was that?
That's a good point.
Because last night they were saying fish on, and they weren't saying the name.
Right.
No, that's
And
a good point. I've never
we're
heard
running
that.
through
It's a really good point.
We're running through the panel to trying to find out who's on the fish.
Thank you, Stan, for bringing that up and reminding everybody.
Here's the problem with this, Austin. Austin said let the anglers, police themselves. That's true in a sense, but you don't realize how much your voice carries, even when you're away from the phone, to where it will pick up the conversation and it still is interfering.
Right.
And on some cases, they could be talking 2 feet from the phone and you can't hear them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a face-to-face situation. So if the host mutes everyone when something necessary needs to be said, then unmutes it, to let the anglers banter a little bit.
To that point too, the one bonus of having the host mute the mic is the anglers can unmute themselves. If the angler mutes the mic, the host cannot unmute them.
That is also true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
it'd be
think
pretty
that's
tricky.
something that us as captains should go over with our teams individually, or any of the guests coming up prior to being on. Just make them conscientious. But sometimes, like it was Rich and Judy's first time, it was fantastic. I loved having them on. This wasn't the problem with them, but like the first time I was on, I probably talked to my husband because I was so nervous, and it was
Yeah.
without realizing that I was interfering with the show.
Yep.
I'm surprised Jody even likes me as a supporter, because when I went down to the dock and fished her show, of course, it was my first time at the dock. I'm getting to know Tom. So Tom and I are sitting there chit-chatting. I didn't know it was picking up on camera during her show. And she's telling, and Michelle's texting Tom, mute the mic. So I wasn't even aware of it. It was my first live stream, So sorry, Jody.
Exactly. First timers won't know.
Well, you'll be surprised. It's not just first timers. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I've been part of many challenges. I've been hosting Jody's show for I think a year now, and it's people that have been on camera and on these shows for a year that will still not mute their mics when they're having side conversations, and you have to constantly remind them. But on that note, it's hard. The anglers are focused on what they're doing. They're not thinking about their mic. So it's when they're thinking about their poles, their lines, their bait, they got a lot going on that either on the bank or on that vessel. So it's a lot for them to try to remember to mute a mic too.
Hey Dustin, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
You have Stan in Messenger, right?
I do.
Send him the link that I sent you.
Okay.
I
Mute
agree.
is an awesome tool sometimes, says Joyce Stewart. Hi,
Yep.
Joy. Welcome in. Hi,
I
Scott.
agree. And and consciously, I know for sure 100% there wasn't a point at all that I muted my microphone. So, I mean, I'd have to rewatch and listen. Now I'm conscious. I'm going, okay, what? Oh, okay. No, no.
Copen is in the
But,
house.
and plus we had cars. So in the future, if I'm ever in tournaments and stuff like that, 100%, that'll be one thing I'll definitely remember. It wouldn't hurt to mute your mic, unless you got something to say or if you have a fish on. But I will say, if I got a hit, or something, and a fish, it'd be tough to, come back and unmute my microphone just while I have the fish on and be like, I got a fish, it's CFM. Like, by that time, I might have already lost it. So, I guess
Yeah, but
it just
if you
depends on
really
how.
like, if you're reeling in the fish and you know it's still there, you can always say fish on CFM.
Yeah, and unmute it at the same time. Yeah, no, for
Right.
sure. Yeah, it's too bad, man. We gotta have these little Bluetooth devices now for us fishermen. With, little foot stompers that'll like unmute our mics.
Guitar, Rich. Foot pedals like the guitar, honey.
Yeah, like little foot pedals. Yeah. They just
Yep.
connect Bluetooth to the phones, and they can press live. You can, that'd be a neat little idea.
Like a foot stream deck.
A
Jody
foot
says, Ronnie,
stream
you're
deck.
perfect.
Yeah,
My show
they
is
do have
for
a foot
fun.
stream
People
deck.
want
Do
to
they?
hear you.
Awesome.
You're new, and they were getting to know you.
Thank you, Jody.
One thing with the headsets, you're not near your phone sometimes, so
Oh,
you have to go over to
That's
your phone to mute yourself. And the whole reason I wear them, it gives me the freedom to go over by my poles or make my line and stuff, and not have to be right next to my phone the whole time.
Right.
it went really well when me and Robin started calling out numbers because we were relentless. We were just firing shots left and right.
yeah.
Maurice says he's here, but he can't chat. Welcome
Well,
in, Maurice. Thanks for coming in.
Welcome
Don't
in,
forget
Maurice.
actually,
don't
come to
forget to hit
think of
that
it,
thumbs up for Avid, please.
And I want to say hello to my channel members in chat, which is Don R. and Joy Stewart.
And Shed Daddy, I forgot to say hi to Ronnie. I saw him in earlier. Hi, Ronnie.
But this has been. Last night was a good tournament. All in all, it was a great tournament, but it was hectic. It was uh, very intense.
But that's Battleship.
It
Yeah.
wasn't stressful, but it was very intense. But it was fun
Rain fire.
because I was nervous as heck during this uh, first tournament because I didn't know how it was going to end up or what was going on. We didn't have a contingency plan, but we need one for Saturday night in case it happens again.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get the chat involved a little bit sooner, and maybe every
Fish bite is slow. I
yeah,
agree.
if the fish bite is slow, and even if there's a lull in there, we can get him in there once every hour or every half hour.
Yeah. The only thing I see is if you want to keep, I mean, I think keeping chat involved is huge.
Yes.
But if you only do it once every hour, you got to think that's only 6 times. That's only a 6
Right.
hour tournament. So, I mean, even every half hour, that's 12 times. But you got to remember there's 100 spots on that grid.
Right.
That's right.
And there's only 20 of them, right? So there's 5. Yeah,
1/5.
20 of them on each board. So,
Out of 100.
well, actually,
yeah.
a total of 200 spots because you got 2 boards.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's
Yeah.
there's the chance of missing is greater than the chance of hitting, which is part of the lure of the game.
Right.
Well, you only got 6 hours to do that. I
Right.
think keeping chat involved as much as possible is very important.
I think that's
I'm
what we're
thinking
going to.
every
I
15
agree, yeah.
minutes, if it's slow, wouldn't be a bad
If it's-
idea.
Yeah, we're going to get.
And good.
But even if we do start out with the anglers putting their lines in the water from the start, we can let chat have the first call on the hit or on the coordinates.
Sure, they can start us out. Maybe
And
they can find a boat.
yeah, you never know. They might hit one right in the middle.
Exactly.
But getting chat involved is crucial. I do agree with that 110%.
Yeah.
Dustin. Chat is always crucial when it comes to tournaments. Because without them, we wouldn't have the views, we wouldn't have the hours or anything.
Well, you got to think about chat is why we do this, right? The
Right,
people out
that's
there
why we do
watching
it.
is why you
Well,
do this.
that's the name of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
But last night, I was looking at, I went and looked at the analytics for the tournament.
Yeah. What was
Not
your average
not just
watch
for the
time?
analytics, but I'm going to go over that here in a second. I'm going to share it.
Mhm.
I'll be right back.
But we did, by what I seen, we did pretty good with that. There it is.
Nikki in the house, the wine cellar.
But I found out that we did real good with it. I think I'm trying to keep an eye on the basement.
Now, I question: I mean, as the event grows, would there be consideration in extending the time frame? As like, I know 6 hours is a long time, but I mean, essentially, if this thing is moving and it's active and you're holding, I mean, it can only get bigger. 8, 9, 10 hours is pretty crazy, but it's not on average for a fisherman to go fishing for that. Like if you're gonna go out for the day, I go out for the whole day. You know what I mean? It could be up to 8, 10 hours. I'm just saying, like in the future, it might make it a little interesting. But for me, I was pooched last night. By
Well,
1 a.m., I was like, man, I literally went home, went to sleep.
Yeah, I
our
don't think
average,
extending the hours is a good idea because I think everybody was tired at the end.
oh
Well,
yeah,
we
everybody
started
was
at
trying
7
to 6
p.m.,
hours.
right? 7 p.m. is when, well, for me is when it was started. So I guess for you it would have been 6 p.m. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they did 6 to midnight central, so it's 7 p.m. to 1
To
a.m.
one.
for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our average person stayed in there for almost 30 minutes and five seconds last night,
That's pretty good, man. That's a great,
and we had
great
over 500 views.
300
And
hours
so,
of watch
That's good.
hours.
What would take,
but
Abbott? Can you pull up the chat interaction?
Fish and Fever says chat
chat
messages are
interaction.
viewed as interactions, so it's good to get that
I don't see
involved.
that one. We had the peak
What does it say?
total watch time duration, average duration, chat rate, and the views. I don't see that on here.
You're in
What's
studio.
over on the right-hand
Hold
side
on, let
says
me
top chat.
we have total watch time. Oops.
Yeah, no, that's editor.
Yeah, I messed up. I went the wrong way.
Come on.
Cookie.
No, I was trying to
I know.
pull up the chat interaction for Dustin, and I went the wrong way with it. But I don't see it on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to
It
remember
doesn't.
what that.
It's not under that top chat part where it has a drop-down arrow on the other side of
No.
it rolling.
Give me a second.
Nope, just top chat and live chat.
Okay.
Let's see. Pop up. No. No.
I know it's in there.
I'm trying to find it. Let's see what this pop-out dashboard does.
Okay, so do content videos.
It's offline.
Chat guide.
No, stop.
If it starts
All
going
right.
through, you can always take that screen down.
So I'm gonna
Two
try this.
stand-
Go
Two
to your.
Stand says it's under reach.
That's right. I'm gonna try and coach you through this so you can get there. Go back to your dashboard and just click analytics, and you'll see an overview.
Oh, okay. You want me to go through
click
dashboard? Okay, I
content.
can do that one.
Yeah. Now click analytics for.
Hold on, I'm gonna go back to my dashboard. What I need here.
Well, yeah, your main page, whatever you call it, they call it that. Click analytics there. Three columns down. Click analytics, and you'll see it'll have an option says overview, content, audience, revenue, research. I believe if you click audience, you can go down.
I'm gonna reopen that tab because
Just give me one sec. Content, subscribers, how viewers find you, published views. Typical views. There's got to be a way to zero in on one video. I'm just gonna see if I can reach.
Yes, Stan said it
Okay,
was under
yeah,
reach.
exactly. It's on reach, yeah. So just go to your video of choosing and click the analytics tab on the video, and it'll bring it up to it, and then you'll see the tabs say overview, reach, engagement, audience, revenue. You click reach, and you can click show more there. But I'm gonna come and see what you're doing right now, so we're good. So just
Wow, okay.
on any of the videos, you just look and there'll be like little tabs under it. You just click the analytic one.
content.
Joe McGraw says while you guys are doing that, he says, I was involved. All the credit goes to these guys, but I did like how the game was played. Thank you, Joe
Content,
McGraw.
okay.
That's good feedback.
Live.
Harpin says, all good, Joe. You all did good. Great community. You guys have going. Thank you, Harpin. And thanks for coming in last night.
Reach. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
You guys are doing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to chat.
And I think if you click the show more there,
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta bring him back up since I.
oh, it might not, because mine's still showing processing too, and my live was well before.
I'm wondering why you guys didn't see what I was doing.
Thank you.
There you go, Dustin.
Yes.
What is it you wanted to see, Dustin?
Click show more.
I want to see the chat interaction. There's a grid that shows how often and consistent chat interacts. Like you get the chat messages.
Yeah,
Because of the length of the live and the time, it might not have processed it yet, all that
Right.
yet. But just click that show more up there and see what happens. It'll tell
Show
you
more?
right there. Yep, click that. It'll just down right here. It's in the blue, right
Bottom
below
left.
the grid, bottom left.
you got
Bottom left of the graph by the zero.
Yeah,
Yeah, down by the zero. Yep.
Okay.
yeah. Click that. It'll tell you if it's still processing. It'll show you. Data is still processing.
Thank you, Rustic.
Shown in feed views, unique viewers, but it's still there's still data being shown, like being processed, so it might not give you those. Because I just noticed I had a live 4 days ago or something like that, and it still won't show me that.
Wow.
I never
Yeah,
knew
so
to
his-
look at this stuff.
Let's
I'm
see if I
intrigued.
can go into an old one, even older. Live.
But that
See if
graph
I can
right
go
there-
a week back.
That shows a lot of views. I mean, did good just with that one video. The engagement.
That's awesome.
There's the engagement from last night.
There you go.
Is that what?
There it is, right there. Current viewers, concurrent viewers. There. So press engagement. and scroll down. You'll see it says while live, concurrent viewers. It'll show you the peak time. You see
Go to
that?
engagement.
Yeah, go to engagement.
Have it up at the top. You're
just
in
bes-
audience right now.
Yep, there you go. Click that and just scroll down. Keep going. Current viewers, there you go. See, peak average, yep. Now you can press show more there, and it'll show you the big screen, a big grid of it.
The see more is underneath that graph, or
Yeah,
what
you
do you
got
call
it.
that?
You got it. There you go. Scroll down. See,
there it
now
is.
you can literally play the video, Avid, and see as what in the content, what was the captivating point, and see right here in between, what is it, 1 hour and a half, just between 2 hours. See right there where the bridge, and it stays rised for about an hour and a half.
Right here.
Yep, right there. You want to
Hour
know
and a
what
half all the
that
way
is.
till
Like,
now.
you don't have to go crazy
4
about
hour
it, but
mark.
YouTubers, this is where the analytic, this is where you zero in. What happened there?
Yep.
And how can I extend this the whole time?
Exactly.
That's the secret. Because watch hours is the most important. The most engagement you can get in that, that's what YouTube will keep pushing you further and further beyond subscribers. You'll be on the wall and, the live wall and all this stuff if engagements are really high. Because until they'll perceive it, because the viewers is the most important part, right? They dictate to YouTube, so to speak, on while you're concurrently live. That the feed that they're getting, it tells them whether or not it should be pushed further and further and blah blah blah. And YouTube, yada yada yada. But that's the idea, yeah. This grid
I mean,
here.
I didn't recognize we had that kind of interaction last night. So seeing that grid,
Yep.
and we had that much interaction
That's
with
nice.
chat.
You can pull a lot of different information from your analytics on these, and you can really dial your channel into what your audience is liking and what they're not liking.
Yeah.
But I almost bet you
100%.
that 3 hours window right there where it was on the rise is where we had a lot of interaction with
That's
chat.
right when you guys started the chat raffling, I
Rapid
bet.
fire, yep.
That's like
Yeah,
the first
chat
hour
raffle
or something.
and, rapid
Yep.
fire and all that.
Yep. That's when things started getting chaotic.
Yeah, it was chaotic. That's definitely.
And that's the selling point. Everybody leaves a little bit exhausted.
Yeah.
Just on wondering from that one.
Avid.
Huh? Oh, thank you. But that was from last night's show.
It was beautiful, and the chat really deserves a good round of applause. Like it's because of that
they do.
engagement,
Absolutely.
Like I said, it was solid. I kept looking and seeing, and it was solid right through. It was great. It was fun.
I mean,
The other thing I noticed, though, and I'll say this, that's not only the first tournament I've ever fished, but that's the first collaborated fishing stream I've ever fished with somebody. Period. Let alone
Dan's, we sent
9 people on
Dustin
panel.
sent you a link. Stan.
Stan says they look at how many viewers are interacting with chat. So the more responses in chat from more
better for
viewers,
the
is better for analytics.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
But let's get back to the tournament, though. But if we had
So
that kind
to
of...
recap,
Go
to
ahead.
recap the tournament, so far we've decided an Excel sheet to interact
Right.
where people can see. I'll take that task on
Okay.
and see if I can get with Chad and get that set up so that we have an Avid's team and my team, and then I can send it to Rhonda and to you. Also, so
Okay.
that you can make your placements of your boat. You give it to Rhonda and my placement of boats. I don't know if we're going to want to do that on paper because I don't know if we could see the updated Excel sheet where each other's is at because I don't know Excel yet. So we may still have to use like a grid, the paper grid, to give to Rhonda where the placement of our boats are. And then we only get to see where the hits and the misses are.
That was my grid last night.
Actually,
On the report.
Robin, as far as you and Avid getting the information to me, I would just need your coordinates for each boat on a piece of paper.
Okay.
You could take a picture and send it, and I'll fill it in. That way you guys don't see that sheet at all.
Okay. So we'll make that one a separate one.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah
Right.
Jenkins, Rustic, Carpin, welcome in.
Rustic in the house.
Catfish Dog will have you up
Catfish
for commercials if we have
Yeah.
openings on the board.
No, he says he has a commercial from last night that he had made.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think for tonight's.
Jim says he's got his commercial ready.
Two
Man, I'm
stands.
tempted
He's
to
trying
share
to
this
finish
to
up
my
something
panel.
real quick.
The only thing that I wanted to see last night that didn't happen, and I feel so bad, was that the bullheads were not aggressive enough to set off the guard dog.
Yeah, no, they weren't. No, and
Well,
I'll tell you,
those bullheads didn't even weigh a pound.
most
Yeah,
of
I know,
them, yeah.
I know.
There's a few of them that came close, but I even tried shortening the lead, to the weight, so that they didn't have play to, so at least if they're down there digging at this worm and nabbing at it, I would get more of a reaction out of it. But they just, I think it depends on where you're. If I was fishing in some type of stream or current, they might be more aggressive to pull it away. But because it's just a dead pond, they had no reason to move. They just sit there
Yeah.
and eat that worm, and you just see the little head movement, just a little boop boop. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But they have been big enough. They pulled it off. When I first got it and I was live, I tried them out, and Dink over Stink, he's the one who gifted us the guard dogs. He come in, and 2 minutes after he was in, just to say hey and see how they were working, pink, I caught a nice
I do
2-pounder,
agree with
2.5 pounder.
I do agree with that, Jody. Let Rhonda make the grids the way she needs it. It'd
That's
be a lot
fine,
easier.
as long as they can interact. Okay. As long as they can
I can play
interact
with
with
it.
the chat.
Yeah, I can play with it. Let me play with it tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. And if I can get a sheet that works, that
Okay.
I can use, we don't have to bug Chad. But if I
Okay.
get stuck, I know Chad's the person that knows Excel the best, and he's the one that we should talk to at that point.
All right. I'll let you take that on. Good idea, Jody. Thank
Okay.
you. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Jody. I didn't even think about it because it's Robin's tournament. I was kind of letting her run.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm open for suggestions. This is
Yeah,
I
guys,
want to make
we-
it fun
we need-
and easy
we
for everyone.
We need someone to take
Yeah.
care of the grids for us, and we can just fill them out.
Let's see. There's some things in chat that Jody says it's just a grid. Jody, anything with a computer is foreign to me, so it works me up. So, River Red says, I can't stay on my way to the river, but I wanted to say I love the Battleship tournament and fun in the chat as well. Great job, everyone. See you next time. God bless. Thank you, River Red.
Thank you.
Be safe. And tight lines.
Let's
Yeah,
have a
right.
quick break.
Well, can I say one more
Yay.
thing? This is a message to CFM.
Yeah, go ahead.
Butterflies and Sunshine says, Hi, CFM. I sent you an email before the show started with my info for your stickers. Thank you
Wicked.
very much.
Wicked. Awesome. Thank you.
Good evening, all.
Evening, Tim.
I was watching Don this morning, and Abbott said, please tell me you got a commercial for last night, which I didn't, but a challenge is a challenge.
Hey, we needed one after last night.
So here we go, all right? Newsflash. Fishing for Whiskers shakes John Parker's hand at CatCon, and the juju is so strong, she can't get past Chad. Meanwhile, Dustin makes it short of it. This newsflash has been brought to you by 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. If you got a live show, a 1v1, or a tournament coming up, call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for a successful show. Let's go to the endorsements. Sharina and Thomas said we went out to catch fish and just ended up with a boat ride. JBT says, dang, Riri, it don't take me that long to paint my toenails. CFM and Judy said we were in a bullhead stampede. I'm calling a lot of numbers tonight. Turtle Lady says, dang, I just caught my new hair in my reel. Stan, help! Susquehanna Stan says, what did you say, JBT, while he's licking his fingers? Shirley and Jean says, dang, Mom, that stealth armor didn't work. Now what do we do? Start swimming, son. Paulette says, I thought we were playing a board game. What did you get me into, Don? Don R says, I fished skunk water and still won, as it should be, being a naval man and all. Okay, Robin says, take that, Avid. And Avid says, you sank my battleship. That's 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for all your fishing and battleship needs. And now, back to your program, which was awesome last night.
That was an awesome commercial. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
After we talked about that this morning, I went back to watch the rerun for thank God for reruns. Watch the rerun for a little while, and bam.
Yeah, it'll tell its own story. This reruns. Be sure to tune in for next Saturday night. You might get another one.
So I have a
Oh,
question.
be watching next Saturday night because the James River is being represented.
I have a
and
question.
on both teams. Go ahead, CFM.
Has anybody restreamed? I did a private stream, so I didn't put it on my YouTube. I just private streamed Timmy doing that commercial so that I could capture it, maybe do a little editing, put him behind a Bolton desk and everything. I'm gonna do a little. Seriously, I'm gonna try a little funny thing with a couple programs I have, see what I can do. But can I stop the live now? Because so how do I do that? Do I press remove? Because when I go, like me, because I restreamed just before, as Timmy was saying, he was coming up. I seen him come up on the panel.
Yeah,
I got you now. But I private streamed it, so nobody can see it. I just want to know: can I stop the live, or will it stop when I leave the panel? Do I have to go to YouTube and stop it? I don't know what to do.
You should be able to go out and then it'll stop it.
Okay,
hey, Rich, I've told you, anything you want to do with my commercials, you have my full blessing.
Yeah, man, I think I can do some funny things, especially because you're all black. See how your back behind you is all black? Well, I can crop you right out and put you behind a desk, like a news desk with a Bolton.
Hey, Rich, can you do that? Send that to me, would you please?
I will, yeah. Give me a little time to fool around with it, but I'll send you some stuff for sure. That's the idea. So anyways, I was going to close it, but I'm going to close it. I'll be back.
All right.
Okay.
This Saturday run is going to take care of the layouts. Right?
And Avid, we talked about this maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago. There you go. I dropped you a couple mods in there on that commercial.
Thank you. But Robin has the layouts the way she wants it done. Jody says she actually screen recorded it.
Thanks, Jody.
What are we going to be doing for numbers? For chat
I
interaction?
put the number generator on your phone, and you just show it.
That would be.
And then you and I can verify that what the closest number is see if we came up with the same person. And the mods that are in the chat will help us too.
Mm-hmm.
That again brings more involvement in for the chat.
Well, we got the local alien in chat just came in, Mr. Duggar.
Mr. Duggar.
Mr. Duggar.
Fish on, Mr. Duggar.
So, everybody's quiet. Okay. So, as far as next week's chat, you're taking care of what paperwork, Robin?
Rhonda's going to do the spreadsheet that works for her and that can be shared on the stream.
Right.
Her and I will talk more this week than we did last week. But
we don't even talk that much.
I know.
That's weird.
And I think, I'll make the chat for Lance. And do we want to go over who the teams are next week?
I got the list right here.
Hey, I'll make one suggestion real quick too. When you're doing the rapid fire, I wouldn't include answers. I would just include the chat.
Yeah, just leave it for chat and not the anglers, because the anglers have enough stuff that they got to worry about.
Well, the anglers get their shot by catching a fish.
Right. Which I do agree.
Well, some anglers didn't have that shot last night, so I was trying to still make it fun for them.
Right.
Oh, if there's anybody like me, if they're fishing, they're having fun.
Anytime
I
underwater.
didn't want the frustration level to get up there.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
All right.
David.
The 17th for Robin will be Fishing Fever, Lance, Yak Shore, and Snake River. On Avid's team, it'll be Team Snagging Whisters, Dustin's, Two Stands, Catfish Curtis, and Steve Mosley. And that's for next Saturday.
I'm sure
And
glad
That's a big lineup right there, boy. Woo!
I'm sure glad Austin has a second boat.
What is
And
that?
whoever,
I think his boat.
yeah, but whoever wins, Dustin, whoever wins next Saturday gets to go up against and sink Don R.
That's impossible. You can't sink a naval, man. Come on now.
Want to bet?
We can always try, though.
Yeah. Hey, Abbott. Yeah, I do want to bet. What was the outcome last night? I'm just saying.
Hey. I've learned a few strategies from last night after looking at those blueprints.
So he thinks he learned.
Huh?
See, Don was smart last night. Don was real quiet. Didn't pay nobody paid attention to Don.
Yeah, because Don wasn't catching no fish, and he was just sitting there not saying anything.
He was hiding in a snowdrift somewhere.
Or that tall grass.
I tucked him in tight on the board.
Say what?
I tucked him in tight on the board.
Yeah, you did. Don R and CFM were the two that was tucked in tight on the board. Couldn't be found till the end.
Oh, come on up. CFM, if you'd like.
Avid
Oh,
Robin,
he's
I
gonna do
think
editing.
that even though you had a bunch of hiccups in the end, I think the end of the show ended up perfect with the team captains calling out numbers, almost like just a regular Battleship game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think it ended up. I think that was the proper ending for the show.
And
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
one.
You got lucky.
No, I didn't get lucky.
No, I said Don did.
Well, I tell you what now, Robin was shooting with a big gun, man, 'cause she was hitting everything.
She wasn't shooting with she wasn't shooting with a destroyer gun. She's shooting with an anti-mortar that exploded in
Yeah,
there.
she had a sharpshooter with her. What? How many did you miss, Robin? You only missed what? 2 or 3 calls?
In the
Out of
first
all-
10 calls, probably.
Out of all them calls, you only missed like 2 or 3. I was like, Jesus, man, she's just gunning them down.
Hey, first one she took out was Susquehanna Stand, and Turtle Lady fell right behind him.
Yeah.
So that was funny. Stan went out in the booth. Stan sunk real quick.
Hey, Avid, Robin, I'm gonna have to hop out of here. I got work in the morning, so I gotta go to bed.
Okay. And
Thank
if you have
you,
any more
Dustin.
ideas, Dustin, you're in that 4-way chat, so you can put it in there.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Dustin,
you, Dustin.
Heidi ho, Dustin. You have a nice evening.
Heidi ho.
And Dustin, don't take it personal like Saturday when I attack you.
That's okay. Don't take it personal when you lose.
Ooh. James
Hey,
River singing pain.
you're in that group chat, right? With
Yeah.
teams. We'll talk there.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
You too. Sleep
Thank
well.
you.
Fishing Fever. That's the trick. They're going to be on one boat, one camera, with 6 rods apiece, fishing individually.
3 rods apiece.
Yeah, 3 rods apiece. I mean, but they're going to be fishing individually, so being each other's Joey.
Curious what happens when one of their boats sink. And it's just left with one of them in the boat fishing.
Exactly.
Austin says Dustin and Stan might be on 2 different boats for the game, but not in real life. Boom, boom, bam.
I'm just wondering how well Fishing Fever's going to be able to fight two other people in the James River when they get numbers flying at them.
Austin goes down on fishing. He hunts them down. I have no doubt he'll outfish them both. Hear that, Austin? That's my expectation.
The funny thing about it is they'll probably all be within eye shot of each other.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, but trying to figure out their grid coordinates on a map, that's our job. Our job is to find them and sink them. So that way they can take care of their boats, take care of the surroundings, and be safe. Hey, Catfish Curtis. Hey, Catfish Curtis, you're on team. You're on the team with Dustin too. So
That's what he says. TSW for the win. He's on my team.
Evening, Rustic. How you doing? Austin, what's up, brother? Curtis?
You ready for this character?
Welcome in.
Oh my lordy, lordy, lordy! Look who dragged the chat in.
Boom, boom, bam! What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Well, me and Stan goes a way back. So last time he was on my show, I think he did a blooper.
I don't know if it was the last time, but it was one of those times.
Hey, look at this! I'm
Robin, whatever you do not let him say hi to all the women in chat.
I'm gonna have to get a screenshot sitting next to the infamous Stan too. Stan, I want to tell you something right now. I think your son is shooting for Angler of the Year. Hard time, boy. He is killing it.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, he puts his time in out there, and he knows. I give him a base knowledge, and then he went from there. So he's picked it up with where the bait fish are, where the based on the different conditions, the water temperature, the air temperature, what it's doing, and he'll go to different places and different times, and he can tell you where each log is and different rocks, and so for a good stretch of the river. So I appreciate
it all starts with your base knowledge too.
Thank you. And that's why I think getting people involved in fishing. Obviously I made it something fun for him, and we've been fishing together for 30 years now. Since he's been fishing since before he could walk. So,
Stan, I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
Did you see any of the Battleship last night?
I saw different parts of it. I'm gonna rewatch it tonight. I had stuff with my granddaughter yesterday. It was her softball. It was her softball ceremonies, I guess, the final ceremonies, and they got their trophies and all that stuff. So
that's fun.
By what you did see and what you did watch, what was your impressions on what you saw?
Well, it's I think Dustin and I kind of talked a little bit about it the other day, but it it it's a fun tournament and it's a good way to get the anglers and chat involved. Uh, as always, whenever you have a game or you have a live or a show that's based on catching fish, that's kind of the key part. So if that doesn't happen, you got to have some sort of backups in there to keep things alive. So it's not because you control all kinds of things, but even fishing in a barrel sometimes you're just not going to catch them. So
No, you can have a barrel full of fish and they don't bite.
yeah, so you never know what's going to happen. So having a way to keep chat involved with it and have the game still going in case the fishing is a little bit slower, I think that's an important thing. But you saw the numbers. People had a lot of fun. There was a lot of viewers, a lot of interactions.
You seen that graph that I posted from hour and a half to the 4 hour mark where it was just way up there from the interaction from chat.
Yep.
And that's where they were getting involved with calling numbers and the giveaways and all that.
Yep. Well, and that's why it's fun to do things like okay, who you cheering for out there, and you get chat to have them start picking names on who they want. Oh, I'm going for team so and so. I'm team James River. I'm team wherever. And that gets fun because then people are kind of picking teams and different things like that. So that's all part of the fun part of interacting with chat.
Oh yeah.
What I found funny too, Stans, is that chat would say, "It's not against the angler. It's not against the angler. It's not against the captain. I'm sinking a boat."
Yeah.
But funny part about it last night, we only had one boat out there, and the rest were anglers.
Shirley Chi and Jean and Sharina and Thomas were boats.
Oh yeah, there's only two boats, and they were rest anglers. And
yeah.
CFM, I mean, he just tore it up last night.
He was in a bullhead stampede, baby.
Well, and then don't forget JBT. He caught plenty of fish, but he was knocked out early because his boat was found early. And I told him it would be. I didn't like the location of his boat. I tried to get him to change it, but I let him pick his location. Yeah. I told him, I said, "You're setting yourself up."
See,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say our plan is, it's go out there and catch a bunch of fish, and that's what
I took the weight restrictions off for the fish, so all fish count.
So even Brian B. Dinkins size fish count.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
No, hey, remember there are two stipulations in there too, Stan.
It's Sir Dink-a-Lot.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Don't be picking on my Brian B. He picked me for his team.
Brian B. Never heard of her.
You got to remember the stipulations.
Curtis says, "Please keep the minimum weight rule." Now that's your team, Avid, saying keep the weight rule.
But after what I seen last night on the tournament and being close to being in spawn, I was thinking it's better not to have that minimum weight rule.
So what was the minimum weight that you were going for?
Everything had to be over 1 pound.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much anything other than a bullhead will be over a pound.
Right. But last night, most of the catfish were caught last night were bullheads.
Yeah.
So they were catfish, but I just decided to get rid of that minimum weight.
Yeah.
It was a bullhead stampede.
Right.
That's probably all he's got. That's probably primarily what he has up in the waters up there. I know where we fished in New York, we did a lot of bullhead fishing.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said his catfish or maybe get 5 pounds, the channels,
Yep.
and not much over that, but they catch mainly bullhead. And,
Yep.
to keep it, that's how I got pulled into the community, is by fishing the itty bitty kitty tournament. That was my first tournament because I didn't have to worry about catching the big dog. Yeah, I had to watch what I said on that one, Rhonda.
And by the way, that tournament will be coming back up, but it's going to have a twist in it.
Curtis
I
is
like
saying,
it.
please keep the minimum weight rule. Yeah, I mean, a pound is
It's what you guys decide tonight, because we won't be having an international player like we did last night.
yeah.
So if you
I
want the
mean-
minimum weight rule, we can keep that in play.
And
I mean,
that was a pretty good twist too, because you don't see too many internationals in these fishing shows. So that was a plus.
You can
Hey.
always
Absolutely.
start. You can always start the show the same way you did this week and have the minimum weight rule. If fishing is slow and you're only catching small ones, or you're only seeing the smaller ones being caught, then revert back like we did
Right.
And then we counted
But
the
see-
small ones that had already been caught.
Yeah,
But see,
because
I
I had
know-
been keeping track of even the little ones, so I knew Rich had caught 2 little ones that were under a pound that he showed. I know there was a third one that he didn't show that he said he caught, but because it was under a pound, he never brought it to our attention. So I couldn't give him credit for that one, but he was allowed to guess twice for the 2 small ones that he caught that we didn't allow before we changed the rule.
Right.
Yeah, but I know one person on panel that targets dinks.
I don't know who you're talking about at all.
Are you talking
No,
about
wait.
them?
He
I don't
knows
know.
who I'm
All
talking about.
Look,
He knows who I'm talking about
All-
because he's trying to look innocent.
Look, all I will say is when you give Stan a mission, he understands the mission and goes
That's right.
that route.
That's
Hey,
right.
Stan, one thing you need to understand for Saturday: numbers.
Well, I'm looking to catch in 6 hours. I'm looking to catch about 50 fish.
Ooh, boy.
52
Yeah,
fish.
Team Ryan,
52, there you go. Hey, let's get realistic and call it 22.
Yeah.
And Team Stan, I hope you do. I hope everybody catches 50 fish. I
That's
really
what it's
do.
all about. That's what it's about.
Exactly. The people in chat will be enthralled by watching the anglers catching these fish and reeling them in. We won't have to go to, the
Mhm.
rapid fire. The rapid fire was created only because we wanted to involve chat more and keep them entertained.
Yeah,
And the anglers weren't catching any fish, so I wanted to keep them entertained.
without
and so
a doubt.
we incorporated it. See,
I know-
Butterflies of Sunshine says, "Okay, Stan, I'm looking forward to it." She's going to hold you to your word.
I
That's
want to
right.
say hello
Hey,
to
good.
Turtle Lady. I want to say hello to
Turtle Lady.
Turtle Lady that came in.
And so did Susquehanna Stan. He said, #ban JBT.
I was ignoring that character.
But
Rustic says the spawn is done in most places. He can go catch Holmes Lake in Kenneth, Missouri, and catch 100 pounds at 100 at 1 pound. Only if they're biting.
Hey, you see what Curtis said in chat?
Yeah,
Don't worry. Next week should be done in 3 hours.
Well, if that's the case, Don R, be ready. We'll carry over and do the last bit with the final.
Hey, I don't care. I got my participation trophy.
But like I said, whoever wins this week will be going up there. Whoever
Look.
wins this week gets to take on the Navy vet.
look, Don R was the winner. You know why? Because that's what the game was. The game wasn't who caught the most fish or he had the remaining boat. He understood the assignment. That's what it's all about.
Fish and Fever says, I don't know if I'll catch anything, but I will try my best to represent the USS Robinson. Thank you, Austin. Welcome to my team.
Yeah.
I got a
Austin,
feeling. I got a feeling Austin's going to surprise you. He's going to come up with a bunch of fish.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know he
On the James River, I don't doubt it.
And Lance, and also
Yak Shore.
Yak Shore, and also Snake River. Those guys are no jokes.
No, they're no jokes either. I know that.
This is a team against a team that are great anglers,
Yeah.
as was yesterday.
Yesterday, that teams were evenly balanced, and
And,
I didn't know what to expect from either team.
oh, I expected to win. There was no doubt about it.
Hey,
There
Stan.
is a weight limit of 1 pound to begin with, Fish and Fever, but
Did you
anything
want to
caught
start
under
off with
1
that
pound,
1 pound?
if anything is caught under 1 pound, still weigh it, because if it gets a lull, we may go to the no weight limit.
Right. Well,
There you
the
go.
no weight limit is still going to be there for a safety catch in case there's dinks under that, and if no fish are being caught, we will remove the weight limit.
Kind of like we did last night. And Austin, thank you for the last minute sign up. He filled in a spot because another had to drop out, and I had a spot opened on my team.
Well,
But
Fish
next
and
year,
Fever
I'd like
was
to
1
get,
pound.
I'd
I
like to
got
get
this.
more. Next year, I'd like to get more anglers in on this.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't mind having it, the full week of, or the full weekends of June, having it, Saturday night Battleship nights.
Oh yes, because those are good. I was impressed with it last night.
Austin, I do thank your wife. I know she runs your calendar, she runs your life, but you are sweet to her. You are one heck of a man.
that's right.
Be
You
a
got
heck of a man if you're taking snacky snacks to your wife.
to
Yeah.
bring the snacky snack. That's it.
We know. We all know. And for that, makes you a good guy. And I'm happy to have you on my team, as I am Lance, Tony.
I'm happy with everybody having my team too.
I think this is going to be officially the first time that Avid is actually pulling for me.
Hey, if you'd been on her team, I've been after your boat in a heartbeat, just thinking. But I'm pulling for you guys. I'm pulling for my team this weekend. And Stan,
Hey,
you are
Stan.
put into a team chat, so
I think
Stan.
Adam would have
I
shot.
need to get
What's
contact
up?
with Lance,
Not.
Snake
I watched.
River.
I watched the Flathead Challenge Friday night, and I had a commercial written, but you guys had a full panel, so I didn't come up. But I did write you and TSWs, and I wrote out, said, "Don't worry, Dustin. Stand 3. I got Stand 3's fish in the live well just in case." And then Stand 3 pulls up next to you, and I'm like, "Oh, this is just too good. This is just too good."
Yeah. Well, he was actually going to fish that night, but Jody had the full. Because he's in a month long tournament this month. So he's doing pretty well in it, as you could guess. But
Yeah.
so he was going to fish.
That's for sure.
He was going to fish that night on Jody's, but it was a full panel. So he kept, whenever he caught a fish, he was coming over to either us or Austin to have the fish weighed, and he was out in the kayak.
Yeah, he pulled up next to you with the fish, and you're showing the fish, and I thought, when did Stand 3 join 1-800-RENT-A-FISH?
Fish on Edison.
did you get a hold of Snake River yet?
Not yet. Avid Fish on Ed Evans. Avid doesn't want to be a 2-time loser.
Don't worry. Hey, there's next year too. So, but if you send me your email, I'll forward it to Snake River and have him get a hold of you.
All right.
That way you can get a hold of be in
I
contact
wish he
with
was
Snake
on
River.
Messenger so he could be involved in the group chat.
Well, he don't have Messenger. He only has email.
I know.
That's right. Austin was winning the. He beat oh my gosh, Skipjack Cindy. Austin was winning that, and then Stand 3 pulled out that 21 pounder or something right at the end. Imagine that.
Fish and Fever.
I have to
Next
say,
year,
I
we're going to
had
try to
the
get your son on my team.
I had the privilege of fishing with Stan 2 and Dustin on a night when I was down in Virginia, and we had a blast. It was one of the best nights of fishing I've had.
It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun. And I know Dustin too. We were both, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun, but we have to get you back out here because it was just, that was some tough bite conditions right there. And that was heat of spawn. And we couldn't even normally you can even get the small ones, but we couldn't even get the small ones. You had that, the marshmallow bite, which that was a blast.
That was funny watching her do that marshmallow bite.
I can't believe how many bit on the marshmallow.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that at all.
I agree, Fish and Fever. I do have a plan of coming back down that way because I want to meet up with Rhonda and Dam River Boys and Turtle Lady. So I may make a week out of it and spend time with those guys and then go down and spend time with you and Dustin. I just haven't planned it out yet. I'll let you guys know what's on the agenda and if you're available.
And then even that next night, Robin, we were down in stand 3. We were trying to get hooked up onto any big fish to bring it down to you. I know that's not what you wanted, but at least it would have been a battle. That's what we were at least trying to do that. There you go.
Cartoon Jody says, I have a snore bite. Robin has a s'more bite.
S'mores.
Oh, that's funny, Jody.
I want to say hello to Mike Sampson.
Hey, Sampy, what's going on, brother?
Good to see you, Sampy.
Rustic, I did say hi to you when you first came in. I just wanted to say hi again.
In case you don't know, Stan, he is getting his stuff together the way he can start going live.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Videos. He's getting his stuff together where he can do live fishing and going live. So he's going to help him with that, like helping him get the gear and everything he needs.
Who's that?
So, Mike Sampson.
What's he need?
All he needs now is Jody or someone down there to help him go live. Show him how to do it off his phone.
Okay.
And Jody's working on that for me, so he's got all the gear and everything.
Good.
So
he's really close. To get a hold of Lance. Those guys have Messenger, I believe.
Just got a nice picture from Lance.
Do you have Lance's
contact? I'm going to hook up with you
contact?
as well. Get your Messenger. Because I'd like to make a group chat of Team Robin Day 2.
Do you have Lance's contact info?
I think I was in a chat with him already. I have to look. I haven't looked because I was worried about Day 1.
Okay.
Here tonight.
Let me know. If not, I'll give you I'll share it off my messenger to you.
Rustic says, when I get my boat finally on the water, y'all better watch out. Rustic, as soon as I get my motor, a new motor, because apparently they don't make the parts for my motor, even in the...
You're very welcome, Samson.
In the garbage bin of the marinas and stuff, they don't have my parts. So I have to get a new motor.
Samson says, Jody gave me all the information I need. Thank you to all of you for helping me out.
Sampy, I can't wait to watch you live.
Get out there, baby. Get out there.
Then I can go on yours and go first.
Matter of fact, hey, can I get a mod in chat to share out Mike Sampson's link? So if anybody does not have it, they can go over and hook setting.
That's
and
right.
you know, Sam, you know how to get in touch with me. If you need any help at all on the fly, I'll do the best I can to help you.
There's a lot of people here that will help you and support you.
I know I had talked to him once before. I think it was last summer. I talked to him about going live.
Yeah, we
Sampy,
had him on.
Thing is to make sure you have moderators in your chat.
Right, that's the key thing.
Thank you, Rustic.
And as always, I still this tournament would not have been possible if it would not have been for Pontoon Jody giving me the idea for it, and it's amazing. It's been a blast, and I can only see this getting better and better every year.
I agree.
Robin,
Because
your team's trying to psych me out and sending me messages. Oh, Lance is having a pretty good night fishing. He's like, I fish like this next week. They're in trouble.
Lance, you come
Yeah,
on, baby.
Lance.
I knew you were a good one for my team.
See, he may be taunting Stan, but he's not taunting Dustin or the rest of the team. Catfish
Lance,
Curtis
you should
or
share them in our chat that I make on
Well-
Messenger with you and Snake River. Well, Snake River doesn't have a messenger, but Austin and why do I
Yeah,
keep forgetting
sure,
Tony's
and
name? Yeah, sure.
Lance. Yeah, sure, and
Austin
Christian
will be
Fever.
in the chat. Yeah.
I
Curtis.
sent you Lance's Facebook link in your messenger.
You did what?
I sent you Lance's
He sent you the
Facebook
link.
link. You have it.
Oh, you're a godsend, Rhonda. Do you happen to have Austin's too?
No, I don't. I had to send his screenshots to Dustin for Dustin to forward them to him. So Austin and I are not on Facebook.
Austin, are you not on Facebook?
He's on Facebook. I just don't remember his name on Facebook. I have so many people on Facebook Messenger, it's hard to keep track of the names.
Well,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
have Facebook, so I get my info through Dustin's book. Well, Fish and Fever, I want to be able to talk to you. Here.
well, and for those that have watched the community for the past couple of years, everybody will know that I have taken second place in more tournaments than anybody out there, except for numbers tournaments. Pretty much every numbers tournament I entered, I won.
Yeah, but there's a few tournaments that he tied with second to last place.
Hey, when you've done as many as I have, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. But
I know, but I just had to throw that in there.
the very first, I think it was the first 7-7 from the bank. LG Bass was given a prize of Abu Garcia reel. Most fish caught. I won that.
Danny
Nice.
Stone,
Congratulations.
Danny
Most
Stone, welcome in. And next year, I'd like to get you in this Battleship tournament because it's going to be fun. It was fun last night, and this weekend it's going to be a blast as well. And I can't wait to see how this is going to play out. I'm hoping we got the bugs worked out to where it'll go a lot smoother.
that always happens from the first whatever you do, especially when you're doing lives like this. The first one's always going to have.
With this tournament, you know tournaments, and you know this style of tournament where it's a board game in the mix with catfishing and the logistics of it
Mhm.
and how tight that was. I was nervous as hell. Pardon my language. I was nervous as hell last night.
Rustic says, wow, Avid done been Robinized.
Rustic, be nice.
I thought it was funny. That's just because I chatted on my tablet under your name. I put my phone number out there.
Yeah, I understand. But that's why any ideas that you guys can come up with to make this better and make it run smoother would be great.
And speaking of tournaments, yesterday and today was the kids tournament, the kids challenge on Muskrat Adventures channel. Big shout out to Danny Stone's grandkids. Big shout out to Danny Stone's grandkids. They ended up winning, I think, most fish, big fish, and small fish. So big shout out to Danny Stone and the Danny Stone family there.
That's awesome, Danny. Congratulations. I know that made Danny proud.
You know, they were in a bullhead stampede today, too.
Hey, Yakshore was on it last night. I mean, not Yakshore, but CFM.
Yeah.
He was on it.
Hey,
I thought it was kind of funny. I was watching that fishing tournament today, and Danny was over there helping his grandson, and you look in the background there, and his granddaughter's grabbing the pole and reeling one in, going, I don't need nobody.
That's funny. The River Rats Brat ran the board today.
Yay.
Congrats, Danny. My brother Danny.
That's right.
I fell asleep watching it. I didn't even know what the heck happened.
205 Wild Actions in the house.
Welcome in, but I tell you what, with the support we have on YouTube, we should be able to make any tournament unanimous. If we have questions about how to make it better, especially one that goes from a board game to a catfishing game.
Rustic said Murillo's daughter won also. So big shout out to the Murillo family. Big shout out to everybody. You know what? Everybody's winners. When you get kids outdoors, whether they're fishing or just out there with you, they're not on their phones. They're not sitting inside. They're out there in the fresh air. They're learning things that we learned when we were kids. So that's a win-win situation, whether fish are caught or not.
Well, KP had a pretty good win-win situation, too. He had a bunch of kids in the boat today. He wasn't even fishing. He was letting them.
That's right, on the panfish tournament today.
Yeah, and then you see towards the end of the tournament, all the kids are out of the boat swimming and carrying on in the water. That's a perfect day.
I do want to say this, though. Any kids that are out there fishing or out there on the water with parents, that's awesome to see them out there, because that means they put down their phones, they put down the games, they put down their tech stuff to be outside. Go ahead.
Lance says, Danny, your grandkids just like you. Some fishing machines, brother. And Fish on Ed Evans says, Danny, I'm sending out the $50 gift cards out first thing tomorrow morning. Butterflies and Sunshine says, Lauren Murillo won one of the categories at the end.
Gee, that was easy for you to say.
Say that again, Robin.
No, thank you. Danny Stone's Lance McCoo they deserved a good day. They are the ones whose house burned down. They are staying with us now. Oh, Danny, I had no idea. Sorry to hear that, brother. Glad they're
that happened a while back. I remember that.
And that's what that's what family's for. So.
Yep.
That's what family does best.
The only bad thing about that situation is Danny can't jack up them kids with candy and then send them home.
Hey, Tim.
He's got to hold on to that grandparents' right for a little bit while longer until they move to their own place.
Tim, you ready?
What's up?
Here it goes.
You know what time it is?
It's commercial time.
You just want just a commercial from somewhere?
Any commercial.
Well, let me grab the stack here.
Even if you did the repeat of the one you did, that was hilarious.
Well, let me see if I can find that one real quick.
Oh, hey, do you have the one for the James River?
Yeah, I gotta go through the stack here. Got so many of them.
All right, let me know when you find one.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Just pull one out. Listen to me, just pull one out. All of them are good.
Yeah, he has one on the James River that is awesome.
Give me just a second. My wife just came out. Hold on.
I got you.
You got
Uh-oh, the wife is here a moment.
It's up 205.
So how did stand day go this morning?
It went pretty well. Stand 3 ended up winning, but there was some fish caught. Not a lot of big ones this morning, but we just, same thing. We had some people out on the water fishing. We talked about some fish and stuff. We had a good time. Answered some questions. So
Talked about bait.
bait. Yep.
And
I
I
think-
gotta be honest, I left after the bait conversation and ducked over to Uncle Don's show. Sorry, Stan.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
She found me on panel with Uncle Don.
I
Ron,
had to
Ron
congratulate.
walked in and I'm like, oh, hello, she's following me now. I thought Rhonda was following me.
But I
No,
think I think
always
coming up. Go ahead.
I always pop in and say hi to Uncle Don, even during Stan. Usually I don't stay, but I'll let him run. But today I stayed.
Yeah, I was doing all right keeping the score today.
I was numbered out after last night, man. I'm sorry. I just won.
She was burned out after last night.
Well, no doubt why. I was burned out too. Oh, Ashley Brady's in the house. She slipped in here and I didn't see her.
What's up,
I
Ashley?
actually, we all, hey, between the four of us on that was doing this last night, we were burned out.
Oops.
Yeah, it'll get
I'm gonna
you.
remove that.
It'll get you. I posted a tournament or two in my day.
Yeah, but I'm saying a new tournament like this, it was just hectic all the way around.
Avid, delete that comment. I
Which
can't
one?
get it to come up to delete.
Her
My
phone number.
number one. This one.
All right, I'll get it.
I mean, I don't care if anybody in this chat has it, but on a replay.
We don't want anybody just to have all that kind of stuff. All right, it's removed. Oh, Robin C fell out. Okay. Welcome back.
I can back.
I got it removed.
Thank you. Danny Stone says, let me clarify. River Rat Brats took all categories in the 10 to 16 age group. In the 9 and under, Action Jackson got big fish and most fish. Lauren Murillo took smallest fish in that age group. Thank you
That's
for that
still amazing.
update. Yeah.
It's still really
That is
amazing seeing
good
kids
job.
out there fishing and knowing they're our future.
There we go.
What
I
do you
gotta
got to
find
say,
my
Rhonda?
About.
Anything.
I think I've
Are
said
you
it all.
looking forward to Saturday?
Wow,
forward to
she's
Saturday.
speechless. Robin,
Yeah.
mark this down on the calendar. She's speechless.
I made her speechless because it was my mistake last night that caught her up in a bind. And we tried working it out, and it's like, it's fine. It didn't affect the boat. It just
No.
affected me finding a boat. And because
Yeah.
it was my mistake, it affected me finding CFM's boat.
Yep.
But now with the
Funny
graph,
part about it, you were dancing all around this boat.
I know. I was looking for the spaces of 5.
I
At
don't
the
know
end,
how you didn't see that space of 5 when you was on both sides of him.
because I had a miss on it. And then all of a sudden, the hit had misses all the way around it, and I had to get it clarified. And Rhonda's like, nope, that was a hit. I'm like, oh, thank you.
I even told you it was a hit, and you're like, wait a minute. Where's F7? I'm like, that was never called on me. That was called on you.
Yeah. Fish on Ed Evans. Fish Ed Evans. Wow. The best part about the kids tournament was every kid who went home with a prize. That's awesome.
That's good.
Ashley says she loves when her daughter wants to fish.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, you be right back.
Your show.
What's that?
Woohoo, Robin! It's all your show.
I'm telling you. So we do have a plan in place if no fish are being caught.
Yes.
But with the area, because that's what's neat about the different teams, is they're not in the same area fishing. They're not in Pennsylvania. They're not in, North Carolina. These guys are in Virginia. Trying to think where Snake River's at. But it's spread out different.
Yeah.
So it's different waters.
Snake River's in Idaho.
Idaho. Okay, which is where Don R is.
No, I'm in North Dakota.
That's right, you're North Dakota. Because I was looking when Nebraska had some land for sale. I was looking out that way, and it's just too cold in the winter there, too. I need to go more south. This cold weather's getting you. Donar, good evening to you, bro, says 205 Wild Action. He says, that's sturgeon country.
Yeah, it is. That's where you can actually target them and fish for them up there.
From what I understand, you can target them on the James River too.
No, you just got to be lucky to get them there.
Or in Kentucky, isn't that where you got your 222?
That's right. Jody got one.
Yeah, but I know someone else in the catfishing community that breaks it 222 weight.
Oh yeah, who's that?
Snake River. He catches big.
Where bib coveralls 9 months a year.
Yeah, that's too much. That's too cold. I mean, maybe you can handle it. I can't. I need sun. Rustic says Uncle Don lives in frostbite country.
Ain't that
Robin.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of funny you said something about North Carolina there a minute ago because I've got the North Carolina edition right here in my hand.
Okay, let's hear it.
Uh-oh.
Newsflash: Palmetto Cat shakes John Parker's hand at the Golden Whisker. Smooth move, John. Sorry for you, Kevin. This news flash been brought to you by 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. If you got a 1v1, a live show, or a tournament coming up, call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for a successful show. Let's go to the endorsement. John Parker says, I head the Mondo Hondo division of 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. Jesse Harmon says, cousin, what's that number? Boy, what do you need that number for? You still can't fish worth the leg. Backlash says, even with a backlash reel, I can still catch 1-800-RENT-A-FISH fish. Peter Milhorn says, to get the skunk out of the boat, I call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH, no doubt. River Rat 3030 says, after my surgery, I was so rusty, I called 1-800-RENT-A-FISH to get back into catfish fighting form. That's 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for all your fishing and therapeutic needs. And now, back to your program.
That's funny.
And how many commercials have you done since you've been on my live the first time?
As he pulls out the pad.
I got a stack here. I got a book here. I watch too much fishing. I watch too much fishing and my brain don't stop.
How many notebooks have you came up with yet?
I bet I could fill this one right here if I wrote everything in it right now.
I don't doubt it either.
But you know what? There's so much fun stuff that goes on in the fishing community. It's so easy to do it. And I just do it because I like to hear people laugh, you know? If you ain't laughing, you're crying. So you might as well be laughing.
Oh, yeah. Ashley says, "What?" Ashley says, "Laugh out loud, Tim. You got them on paper towels."
Hey, and if they're stinkers, I blow my nose with them, Ashley.
Yeah, there goes the commercial.
All right, I got to get my dog from outside. It's raining. I'll be
All
right
right.
back.
You get any rain down there today, Avid?
Yeah, some scattered rain, not really hard.
Yeah, we did too. It was all kinds, all day long, miserable rain. Blah.
It kind of helped the smoker though. It helped me keep the temperature down without the sun beating on it,
Right.
so the brisket could finish cooking off.
And Mark was going fishing up north, man, and I told him I talked to him on his show this morning. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, that's a lot of heavy rain for up there.
I came out of the bedroom at 6:30 this morning. My wife said, "I thought you ain't fishing yet." Then I showed her the radar on my phone and said, "I don't think so."
So you were cleaning the closet. You weren't cleaning the closet.
My garage.
Garage, I mean.
Yeah, my garage.
Man, I know that this is. I can only hope next year we get more people in here for this tournament, so we can have a 4-day event. Because that would be really good.
Well, I think people were probably sitting back and watching how this one went to determine what they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was something new,
Yeah.
Check it out first.
Well, I tell you what, next year I will keep it mixed up. Mix the boats and bank anglers together. Because they're all the same 5 hits.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not like you're going for biggest fish, it's just count. So,
But I did put 2 big fish stipulations in there anyway.
Well, yeah. In case, just in case. Which is a good thing.
Just in case they did catch him, they could twist up someone on the opposing team. Like take away one of the rods and make them fish with a Barbie rod for an hour. Or take away their favorite rod or favorite bait away for an hour. So I left them 2 stipulations in there just in case. But next year it's going to be a little bit sooner in the year, so it won't be in a spawn area.
Well, you got to think about this, though, Abbott. If you have a little bit sooner, what about us up in, the northern part where Don might still be under snow then?
Yeah, because we're coming out of spawn here, and if it was a little earlier for us, we would have been in spawn like this past week or so.
Just found everything you remember.
But this year was early. This year the spawn came early. Normally we're just getting normally we'd be in spawn right now.
Okay, Stan, how would May work out for you?
Leave it. Dalton, come on.
May usually works out good. This year though, the spawn came early and we were actually in spawn in May. We couldn't find big fish to save our life. But that's one thing when you're in spawn. When you're in spawn, not all the fish spawn at the same time. Number one, and
right.
number two, like for blue cats, flatheads, etc. Like blue cat, it takes 7-8 years before they actually spawn. So you still have a lot of fish. You've just got to go for 8 pounds, 8 to 10 pounds under. So you can still get a lot of fish. Just you're not going to get too many big ones caught during it. That's all. But I think this Saturday you're going to see some bunch of different techniques. You're going to see some different baits being used.
What different bait?
Yeah. What did you say, Robin?
What different baits?
You never know. You never know. You may see marshmallow. I'm sure you'll see some chicken type baits. Instead, it's a
Oh,
numbers tournament, so you never
so
know
you're
what you're going to see.
gonna take Robin's bait away from her.
You might see Snake River using something out there that we don't use out here.
Right.
You never know.
I meant to ask CFM while he was up here if he used the cheese on his hooks last night or if that was his snack.
Oh, that's a good question.
I wanted to
He
see
had
if
it
someone
at
pulled a Tim Molina and put a Cheeto on a hook and see what they catch.
Because
Cheetos would be hard to hook unless you use the puppy ones.
Hey, Tim Molina was able to put a Cheeto on a hook and catch a carp.
quite a big carp with it, I
Friends
believe.
and Jody's voting for Avid. Don't tell secrets, stand to. Say none ya. None ya business.
There you go. There you go. That's right. Okay.
I know if you can get a Cheeto, if he can get a Cheeto on a hook, you should be able to put a Cheeto on a hook and see if you can catch a catfish with it. The one Cheeto challenge has been initiated.
Let's see who catches a marshmallow first. That's what we should do. Another fun day of unusual baits and see
Yeah,
who catches the
that'd be
most
a good
fish with
one.
unusual baits.
That'd be a good one. Have a live where people can come up and fish with unusual, unique baits that
But I'm
are
your sister, Jody.
like gummy bears, marshmallows, gummy worms, Cheetos.
I've taken
Strawberry.
and super glued dragonflies and big bumblebees to a hook and fish with them.
Hey, Jefferson, Tim Molina proved you wrong on that one. He did catch a carp on him. But that'd be something. Do it. Is that Dalton?
No, that's not ours, little girl.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do a weekend, do a Saturday or Sunday, and just have fun and let people come up with unique baits and fish with it. See what they catch.
Stand.
Where'd Stan go?
He dropped out.
Oh, he got. Oh.
This is Dalton. He's doing some hip pressure for me.
All right, fine. All right, Jody. Here you go. Jody asked for that one.
Dalton's doing the hip pressure.
Hey, Avid.
What?
I got a request. Seeing how Jody is in the chat and I didn't get to do, she had a full panel Friday night and I didn't get to do her. Here we go. This is from Friday night's Catfish Challenge. Newsflash, WK Prospecting shakes John Parker's hand at CatCon. Well, if you'd watched this show weekly, you would have known better. This newsflash been brought to you by 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. If you got a live show, a 1v1, or a tournament coming up, call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for a successful show. Let's go to the endorsements. Shad Daddy and Jody says, Shad Daddy says, hey, who you calling, Jody? Jody says, none ya. Cool Cat says, one of many dinks. Fish and Fever says, I'm calling for the win tonight, and he almost got it too. Skipjack Cindy and No BS says, Cindy made me wear matching shirts tonight, guys. I'm just saying. Possum says, Brother Bob, I need a delivery now. TSW and 2 Stan says, don't worry, Dustin. I got Stan 3's boat or fish in the live well just in case. Abbott says, hello, I'm right here. Mike says, come on, it's Red Shirt Friday. Send me something for the shirt. And finally, Ed Evans says, no show tonight. Take the night off, 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. That's 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for all your fishing needs. And now, back to your program. And there you go, Jody.
Yeah.
Austin, I am not talking to you in chat. My fingers are nowhere near a keyboard. Robin has been taken over by Avid.
I just messaged him on the phone.
Robin has been Avidized.
That was great, Tim.
That's really great.
Thank you, thank you.
It's Nunya. None your
Nunya.
business.
Nunya.
That's going to be my next dog's name is Nunya.
Welcome in 922 Crappie Fishing, Crappie Barbecue. So if anybody has any last words or thoughts?
I'm looking for a fun Saturday night. And it's going to be improved. We know that. We've got things in play. Rhonda is going to be top notch once again, as always. Hi, 922. Austin, right. Welcome back, Queen. Just had to make dinner for the king. There you go. I'm just looking forward to it. Another good day of fun fishing.
Don. Uncle Don.
Oh, I guess if I unmuted, you'd be able to hear me, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you fell asleep over there.
It helps.
Oh, I'm looking forward to next Saturday. I talked to Lance today at the Tiki Lounge, and he didn't remember that he even had the challenge next Saturday. So I told him he better win because I wanted to beat him for a second year in a row. But
And Rhonda.
I'd like to thank everybody that was in yesterday and my teammates. I'm glad so many of them took shots for me so that I could get my participation trophy.
That was no participation trophy. You won that one.
And there was a lot of hard work going on, and I appreciate that from everybody. She's getting mad because I'm ignoring her. But other than that, I don't really have much left to say. We'll see what happens down the road. But I sure was disappointed in that spot. But I had to have a spot where I'll let her go out and sit and fish and get her mind off things. So,
Mark, Don R won last night. Second place was CFM, country Canadian Christian musician. And we were talking about how we can make next week's show better, which we have a few things in play. And Jiminy Cricket, you're next.
Oh, gee, thanks. Thank you, both Robin and Avid, for trusting me and allowing me to participate. Thank you for, the anglers and the help that I'm getting from them, especially Dustin. I know there's people that need thanked more, and I'm forgetting them all. Thank you, everybody who participated last night. If anybody that watched the show has suggestions questions, reach out to me. I'm open to them. If you can't get a hold of me, reach out to Robin, Evan, somebody knows how to get a hold of me in this community. And I'm always open to hear what might make something better. So thank you.
See that catfish and crappie said I had Don picked from the beginning. That's because he was on my team, right? Catfish and crappie, Mark. That's
Tim,
because he was on Robin C's team.
Okay, I'm going to say my final thoughts are as a spectator, it was fun. I think the mods kept everything squared away, and they did an awesome job. The chat between the fishermen was just hilarious. It was a good time. It's something different than just a regular, fishing tournament. So, one last warning: I'll be watching next week. The dog will be writing things down. So when you have your recap next Sunday night, I got you.
Okay.
now here's the lineup for next week. For Robin's team, you got Fishing Fever, Lance, Yakshore, and Snake River.
Woo woo.
Avid's team is Dustin, Team Snag and Whiskers, Two Stands, Catfish Curtis, and Steve Mosley. So pick who do you see to be the last boat standing, chat?
I just love Fishing Fever's comment.
I think I'd like to see Snake River standing last because he's out on the edge of our fishing family, and I'd like to see him come in, and get some highlight on him. Down out on the West Coast, it'd be pretty cool for everybody in the Midwest and the Eastern, to get a good look at him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see real quick who picks who to be the last angler standing on next Saturday.
I know which team they're going to be on. Team Robin.
Could be
You know
team.
what? I'm going to take the underdog and go Snake River. I'm taking it. I don't know nothing. I don't get to see his videos as much. I'm going to go Snake River.
Oh, hey, he does lives.
I just don't. I haven't seen too much of him because I'm concentrated in this area here because it means more to me around here. But
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be the dark horse. I think he's going to take it.
Okay, Mark. I see how this goes.
I got
Let's see what Ed Evans says.
He picks Ed. Fishing Fever says Ed.
Austin, I already pre-called. Fishing Fever Ed's not fishing. Austin, I already pre-called. So he says Austin's going to win. That's my team too. You say Snake River's going to win. That's my team too.
Lance is what Fever says.
Lance, Fishing Fever. They're going to get sunk so bad the Coast Guard won't find them. Yes, Lance.
Just remember, Lance, the alligator mouth overloads a hummingbird's butt.
Lance, you'll be getting a message from Dusty Dingo. That's Robin C. on Facebook. Just so you know. Ashley Bradley said, honestly, this community is so great and welcoming and helpful towards one another. Butterflies and Sunshine says, I love them all. I'm just playing the game. Good luck to y'all. So she's just playing Battleship. See, I did it again.
You said what did you say?
Battlefish.
No, I thought she said something else.
No, she said Battlefish.
And then I stopped and I said Battleship.
She said, never mind what I thought she said.
Yeah, never mind. You're sleeping again.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was wide awake when I thought I heard her say something else.
It's just like last night, I kept calling it Battlefish, which I think is a cute concept.
Maybe that's what we should name the tournament.
Oh, I got to unmute him. Avid, stop clicking him.
I didn't click him. I just brought him up.
we go. So I'm just waiting for the video. One's being sent to you on Google Drive and then through email, and then I have one loaded up privately on YouTube right now that's loading up with you invited as a avid as the with your email, so you can view the video and share it, and then I have it sent to you. Yeah. So yeah, the video on YouTube's 24%. The Google Drive is quite a little ways, but I'd share it on my own screen. But problem is the desktop audio because I'm using a Mac. Let's.
Did you email it to me already?
I'm working on it. The
Okay.
email
It's
is loading right now, and then the I have it doing both ways. I believe YouTube will load it up quicker. It's at 30% or so now. It'll jump very shortly, but
I was going to say, if I got that in an email, I could bring it up and share it on screen.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Cindy
do,
said,
but
"Hey, Ed
the
Evans, I
file's
got
too
my
large.
t-shirt and sticker, and
file
they
is
are
too-
great. Thank you. Good job, Cindy."
Now I wonder though. No, see, it's still telling me it processed. It won't even let me view it on YouTube yet.
Hello, Ashley.
Let me try something here. Let's see if I can do a share screen.
Now, I want to say this: if anybody has won any drawings giveaways last night, you have their emails. Please get a hold of them and contact them, because I'm not going to be responsible for trying to find you guys and get that contact information to you. If you don't contact us, we can't help you. Because I know Turtle Lady did a $25 gift card last night, and the person that won it has not contacted her to get the card. And I told the person to contact me on Messenger, because I know they were on Messenger, and I could give her the information to her so they could get it out. But I have not got no contact information from you.
Okay, give me one sec. I'm going to show you what it looks like.
I got you right here.
Yeah, give me a sec. This is Timmy.
Come on.
Timmy. And you can see the audio is going to be an issue unless I do some.
Fishing for Whiskers shakes John Parker's hand at CatCon, and the juju is so strong she can't get past chat. Meanwhile, Justin makes it short of it. 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. If you got a live show, a 1v1, or a tournament coming up, call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for a successful show. Let's go to the endorsement.
No, this shit.
Serena
I'm
Thomas
not seeing
said
the
we went out to
screen.
catch fish and just ended up with a boat ride.
So yeah, you can see it. It's pretty
All we
cool.
can see right now is the main screen. Thus,
Yeah. Isn't
You don't see the.
No, we're not seeing the video.
No, we're not seeing the video.
we can hear the audio. I think the screen is on top of.
Hold on, give me a second. That makes no sense. Stop sharing. There we go. Why wouldn't it do that?
Okay.
Give me one sec.
I think it was there, Rich. I just think that this screen right here was sitting on top of.
Yeah, and one screen on top of another screen.
Yeah, but I share window.
Christian Fever, I need to have the picture so I can show it.
All right, let's see if I do it
I'll
this
send
way.
it
Give
to
me
you.
one sec. All right, let me know if you see my DaVinci, if you see my movie editing screen. Does it show it?
Shows your sunset.
Yeah?
There's your
Okay.
black screen.
What if I do that? Now, can you see it in full screen?
There's a little bitty screen up at the top. It looks like it's got some stuff in the background, but we can't see the full screen.
Looks like you
Yeah.
got a midget on the very top of the middle screen.
I don't. Okay. Weird. Stop sharing that. Let me hook up my monitor. Give me 1 sec.
You look awful lonely, Tim.
Just me in the studio.
I'm here. I'm just laying down so I put my thing up.
See, me and Don's got the same studio, the garage, or as I prefer to call it, the man cave.
There you go. The man cave.
That's what it says on the door coming out here from the house.
That's what mine does too. I got it, man cave sign in the window too.
Cindy, I hope you get your tooth gets better. I'm waiting for a picture and Rhonda, have you fallen asleep yet?
Nope, I'm still here.
I said you're chirping like a cricket.
Nope.
All right. I think we can. I had my monitor hooked up to my Xbox. I've been doing some gaming lately, I admit it. But so let's see if this works now.
You know, Rich, I did anything to have that bunch of fish you caught last night. I haven't had a good bunch of bullheads to eat in a long time.
Yeah, they're fun. You know, it's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know how to explain it. It's like
Bedtime.
I did attempt to clean them and cook them before, and they're amazing eating. But
Friday night.
oh,
Can you take me fishing?
No,
anywho. So let's see what happens here.
Like midnight to 5 a.m.?
There you go.
Give me. Okay,
Me.
so I can hear somebody. I'm gonna share the audio through my speakers here. So if, that's the best I can do, unless I tell my computer to do otherwise and make it have a fight with me.
All right.
So,
That's okay. I'll
so here
find
you
someone.
go.
Here we go, all right. News
Yeah.
flash. Fishing for whiskers shakes John Parker's hand.
Yep.
The juju is so strong, she can't get past.
Because otherwise I'll probably take my rowboat out with my trolling motor if I can't find someone.
What happened?
I killed Rich.
That's true.
My commercial just killed him. Oh my gosh.
Ooh,
And you were looking good too.
Yeah, I kinda like that.
True.
you too.
How's the weather there this week?
Not too bad. It'll be cooler this week.
I was like, who's talking to who about going fishing
Yeah,
where?
it's warm here too.
That's Robin. Hope she don't get too mushy.
Oh, okay. So maybe beginning of the week then, huh? I do. Are you busy?
She must have us instead of her.
Yeah, don't think something was. When I was sharing the audio, I was getting it 3 times every time she talks. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna kill everybody. So I tried to stop my share screen and end up kicking myself right out of the studio. So here we go. Let's try it one more time here. Share screen. Shoot, it's been a while. There you go. Yeah, sorry about that. I haven't. There, now I'll turn the audio up here for myself. All right.
Here we go, all right. News flash. Fishing for Whiskers shakes John Parker's hand at CatCon, and the juju is so strong she can't get past Chad. Meanwhile, Justin makes it short of it. This news flash has been brought to you by 1-800-RENT-A-FISH. If you got a live show, a 1v1, or a tournament coming up, call 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for a successful show. Let's go to the endorsement. Sharita and Thomas said we went out to catch fish and just ended up with a boat ride. JBT says, dang, Riri, it don't take me that long to paint my toenails. CFM and Judy said we were in a bullhead stampede. I'm calling a lot of numbers tonight. Turtle Lady says, dang, I just caught my new hair in my reel. Stay in hell. Susquehanna Stan says, what did you say, JBT, while he's licking his fingers? Shirley and Jean says, dang, Mom, that stealth armor didn't work. Now what do we do? Start swimming, son. Paulette says, I thought we were playing a board game. What did you get me into, Don? Don R says, I fished skunk water and still won, as it should be, being a naval man and all. Okay, Robin says, take that, Avid. And Avid says, you sank my battleship. That's 1-800-RENT-A-FISH for all your fishing and battleship needs. And now, back to your program, which was awesome last night.
That was an awesome commercial. Thank you.
There you go.
That's good.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I could do a lot more with more time, you know. I was just hanging out in chat trying to do it and keep up to what was going on. But, you know, it just depends on background images and stuff to get the right crop. But it looked pretty good. That was pretty good.
It looks so much different with that background. It's great. Hey,
So,
you know,
you know.
hey, I know you got the Canadian one. I know you got the Canadian version there. You
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead
I
and do
do.
that with it. Show it
I
to your
will.
friends.
That's
I don't
awesome.
have a problem
I
with that.
appreciate that.
Yeah, so I got one being sent to you in Google
Okay.
Drive being loaded up, and
Thanks, Dustin. Thanks.
I just
Dog.
see how you're going to put it in your notes.
Bye.
what's that?
I want to know how Tim's going to put it in the notes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too, Butterfly Sunshine. The chicken in every pot.
You're running for president.
Hey, a chicken in every pot. There you go. That's
I
fine.
could,
That's
like, totally.
You see what Butterfly said, Tim?
Yeah, I seen that.
That's some funny stuff.
Well, anybody don't have anything else to add, I'm going to end this here tonight. I want to say, who came in?
Robin.
Welcome back, co-host. Oh, I see the
Well,
circle of death.
I'll let you do your thing, Avid. Gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast at the tournament. I can't wait to see what other crazy ideas you groups come up with. This
You
one was
never
a
know
fun
with
one,
me.
Thank you. Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
You never
Thanks
know.
a lot, everybody, and
with people I know.
congratulations, Donna.
Yes.
I'm glad it came
Thank
down to the
you.
two of us, man. It means a lot. Cheers.
Cheers, Rich, Judy.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Thank
It was
you.
hard work.
Thanks.
With that being said, I want to say thank you for everybody coming up on panel. I thank Tim for the commercial and Rhonda for all your help you did last night. And can't wait to see how well we do next weekend. What's your famous advice you want to give people in chat?
I'm going to leave you all with this gardening tip. Hide your hose, because you know there's hoe thieves out there. So hide your hose. Y'all have a nice evening now, all right?
And with that being said, good night, everybody, and take care. We'll see you next Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central Time.